page, guys.
Yeah.
We did just set up the stream, so make sure that you reload the page.
Yeah.
And one important thing, Dan, can we? Oh, okay. Let's reload the page, please. Okay, cool.
Should be good.
People are up.
Well, if we're up again, then we're up again. Yeah,
so
we.
let's cover what we're doing today.
Yeah.
So obviously Dan
over.
is going to start with some of the gameplay from our local multiplayer, which is functional. It's not finished,
Yeah.
but it's we're working on that, and you guys will be able to work on that when you get the contributor edition.
Yep.
But we're gonna do a couple of things. We're gonna do giveaways, right? We're gonna be having a special guest again, like last time, and we're gonna be featuring community creations. This is like a very cool part. We've been actually saving up and not looking, like Dan and I both have been so busy. Even though we wanted to do it intentionally, we haven't looked at what you guys have been making the last week. So that's gonna be interesting. We are going to also have. We're actually running a Thunderclap campaign right now as well, and we would really appreciate your help to support us with that. But I will let you guys know more about that during the stream. Big shout out to Intel. Now, we have not yet put their logo in the arena, but they do deserve it because they're very close friends of ours, and Dan can actually demonstrate right now how he can actually put their logo in there, so we can show them our gratitude for their support. And they're having a level up competition. If you are game developers, I'm really curious if there are any game developers watching right now, but if you are a game developer, you should totally check out their level up developer contest. That I think deadline is on May 17th, so you still have time to look into it, and I'll be posting the link a couple of times in the chat, so keep your eyes open for that. Aside from that, we just have a lot of cool things that we want to show you, and more importantly, we're very curious about your thoughts, so keep those thoughts and questions coming, and Dan and I will periodically focus on the chat to answer you guys when we take a break from showing you stuff.
You're bouncing again?
Yes. I have a lot of tabs, I admit.
I don't understand what you mean by that. Turn off the game, okay.
But yeah, so if you guys want to participate in our giveaway, some of you might have not heard of our first game, Cortex Command. If you type in !Raffle in the chat, you will automatically join a giveaway for our first game, Cortex Command, which sold approximately 400,000 copies and is still selling strong on Steam. It's what got us to be able to fund Planetoid Pioneers and build out our team. Dan started working on it almost more than 10 years ago, and we learned a lot of lessons from releasing that game, and we're hopefully going to, correctly apply all of them now. So Dan is right now actually setting up the game again.
Getting Intel logo in there.
He's setting up the game to actually have the Intel logo featured in the background of our arena. Now some guys might be wondering, what is the arena? Now, we're streaming, and we've been streaming for a couple of weeks now, but when we go to sleep, we have this automated arena that actually shows the AI creatures that people have created in our community using the latest test build that they've received through applying for a Pioneer program. To actually already start using the in-game editor that we're shipping with the game. So we're not just shipping a game on early access, we're doing something completely different, and you'll be able to read more about it on our Steam store page, where there's a full frequently asked questions on early access, and we're really going to try to push the boundaries of what you guys understand is early access in that way. So do we have the arena running now?
Yeah, the arena's running, so I can before we start racing and stuff, I can show the arena a little bit.
It's Intel.
So yeah, we got the Intel logo in there. I just dragged it in literally from a browser. I found the Intel logo on Google Image, and I just drag and dropped it in. It's so easy to do. It's like kind of ridiculous the way we've done this. I can delete that again, but as you see, we have the editors going. We can dive into the editors a little bit later, but some of the people in our early beta community have had access. Well, actually, all of them have had access to the editing suite. This match was not so interesting. So what they did actually in here were create a bunch of these creatures. These might have been vanilla things, but actually most of these are, because this is not running the stream computer.
No.
So we can show that. So we're all in the Discord chat here. So we have a Discord that is for our Pioneer program, which is our closed beta, and it's been going on for a good 8 months now, I think. We have people in here actually sharing the stuff that they make with the editor, and so this is loading the Blueprint share channel very slowly for some reason. Are we good on the stream? Is it still? Are we still live?
Yeah, we
Cool.
are.
All right. Yeah, so our bandwidth is struggling right now, which is fine. I'm trying to get this blueprint channel to actually load. Oh, you know what I can do? I can drag it in from where it has been before. Okay, so I'm going to show some of the stuff that... This is actually the Dropbox folder that has all the blueprints from the arena that is on our streaming box that runs 24/7 otherwise when we're not. So we have some beautiful creations in here, like the Robo-Rex. Actually, so I can introduce Chris if you step in here. I don't know if they can see your
Hey,
big,
Chris.
your big head.
Look, guys,
so
it's Chris.
He's my housemate. He's been doing a couple of these things. We can drag them into the game here, and
that's huge.
it is kind of huge.
Oh my God.
Why is it so big?
Yeah,
Oh, why
I'm
you
not
made
sure.
the wheels
I don't
bigger.
care. Look at it. It's
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Yeah, he got hammered.
I need to change the size of that.
yeah.
Oh wait, he still won though.
Yeah, no, he was not in the match. That's the thing. So I dragged him in, and he was just kind of like a wild card
Okay. All right.
that came in.
Lord.
So what happens is the people can submit to the Discord, and it automatically gets put into the streaming box's kind of lineup of blueprints. And so what I'm doing right now is dragging from that folder, the Dropbox folder, into the current stream here, which is the machine that has all this, what we're showing on right now. So we're gonna drag them in, and when I drag them in, it's gonna cause chaos here for a second, but they actually get put in the rotation of this Coliseum match that pits two of these together against each other over and over again. So there's a champion that wins every time, and whoever loses gets replaced with the next one in rotation. So I should show that more, the action that happens behind the scenes there. But as you can see, when I'm dragging in these blueprints, they're all self-contained. Here's the burger crab with swords.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so that's good.
Now upside down.
I forget who made a lot of these. So
I'm gonna look it up, but I believe Kaus Landler is responsible for the burger crab.
yeah, and this is
And
another
he's
Chris
actually-
creation.
he's watching,
it's a Chris original.
Chris, what do you call that thing?
That is the
The
bot
saw tank.
tank.
Yeah,
The
saw
saw
tank.
tank.
Saw tank.
And then we
There
got
you
the scooper saw as well.
I like saws and fire.
Yeah, I can see that.
No, this is
And so now
not
it's-
Unity in
and
your
the-
Legends. This is our own engine.
Correct.
Yeah, so we have our own engine, and I'll show you the logo for that here. It's called the Crush 2D engine. It is on the screen as well at some point, right? Yeah, so we can
Yeah,
cut
yeah,
that
and you
away.
can see it in our info. If you guys scroll underneath the stream or you click on our stream page, don't forget to follow, of course. I'm seeing some followers already. Thanks a lot for that, because we
Wow.
will be streaming every Friday
Love it.
up until our launch and beyond. We actually have one stream
Yeah,
straight from
that's
PAX
great.
East on the Friday of PAX East. If you guys are coming, you should come by our booth.
The sword is flying around. Yeah, so as you can see, the carnage happens here, but it cleans up every round. So now there's two contestants again, and they're going to go at it. So Kappa-Bot versus the saw blade.
Oh, that's my
flavor.
creation, baby.
Yeah,
It's
so
you versus me, Vlad.
yeah,
Oh,
so
God.
Vlad made the Kappa-Bot, and he's burning his own parts that came off of him
I
because
guess
he
Kappa-Bot is
sees them.
feeling a bit sad today.
Exactly, and now he's onto the right. So as you can see, it was a robot at some point, and then Vlad kind of desecrated the robot with Kappa's face all over, which I think enhanced it actually, for sure. As you can see, his face got torn off by the saw blade, and this is the feature of our engine. The Crush 2D engine does stuff that in 2D that no other physics engine does that we could find, and we had to build our own, and it took us 7 years to do with all the tools that also everything here was built with. So it's a unique thing. We're excited to have the contributor edition of the game come out now on Steam, which is a special edition which will enable anyone who buys it during this early access period to not only tell us what they want to have in the game, but actually make it and submit it to us. And if it's good enough, according to us, we'll integrate it into the official content of the game. So it's going to be an incredible game at the end of the early access period, because it'll be a bunch of content, handmade, very little procedural stuff in there, that will be made not only by us, but also by our contributor community during this period. So we're doing something new with early access. We're kind of taking it to the next level in some ways, evolving the concept. And we're super excited about it. Obviously, we're a week away from it, so hopefully you guys will follow along and maybe even consider buying that contributor edition.
Yeah.
If you feel like making something crazy like this, or a planetoid of your own, or even just a fragment of a planetoid, you can share that as well super easily. You just drag it into the Discord or publish it onto the Steam Workshop, which is also a thing we're going to go over today. I think we have
Yeah.
really, really strong workshop integration and some exciting stuff there too, where you can get your things to actually create a little bit of stream of income for you as well. So a lot of stuff to go over today. I wanted to just bring our actual special guest in here to join us for a little bit of a race. And no, you should
Thanks,
be here.
Chris.
And play. So this is Ben Reichert. He's going to duck under a light awkwardly because we have a very tight... so this is Ben.
It's really comfy.
And you guys can grab a controller each. And
Going down.
we're going to do a further introduction of Ben in a second, but right now we're just going to do a little bit of a racing. So if you yeah, you will probably. We all will, and that's the beauty of it.
Yep.
So I'm loading up a completely different Planetoid from that Colosseum one, and it's loading the scene, and it'll be a starting scenario here where when you guys wiggle your controls, you can set the different vehicles that you select. So I'm Mr. Pink, and the robot guy is Ben, I assume. So you hold down A to actually get into the. So you got to hold down the A button until he gets in there. It's a little bit unintuitive. So yeah, now you jumped out. Yeah, so I'm gonna help you by pushing you. So my vehicle just got wrecked immediately,
By me.
and yeah, get in there.
Oh, no.
So if you drive away from us right now, just keep racing. So we're actually racing around this Planetoid. Yeah. So oh wow, you did some cool flips there.
Oh, God. Oh,
Yeah,
God.
I'm
Ow.
not sure what you're doing there.
All right,
Hold,
take
hold
that.
A to get back into your vehicle, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
now we will. Okay.
What are you doing? Just keep going.
Yeah.
Keep racing.
So he's keep going. So what happens when he hits the next checkpoint? Oh wow,
Oh,
he created
wow.
an obstacle for you there. And as you can see, the engine, the physics engine, so you can bail out and actually absorb.
Walk.
Why is he walking the wrong way? Yeah. So if he gets up there and he can actually absorb.
Oh, don't want to
No, yeah, get in there. Actually, you can probably just drive
Oh,
over.
you
Oh,
ruined
that was
that.
interesting. Yeah, that was. So
Alright, there we
once
go.
once the next checkpoint, we're actually going to respawn. He's going to have a gun
I
though,
got
which
the
is
gun.
yeah. So now we're respawned, and your vehicle immediately destructed, Ben. So you're kind of getting crushed. Oh boy, my head has big holes in it thanks to Chris's handiwork with his gun. So I'm gonna try to outrun you guys. There's a wheel from
Oh,
Ben.
upside down.
All right, so I'm in the lead now. We're almost around the whole planet, but you guys are gonna spawn in. Oh, not Ben because he actually died. I
Welcome,
believe.
Cookie Man.
So
Oh, I think I'm dead too.
yeah, no, you
Wait,
did.
no, I'm not. I'm alive.
So-
I'm going.
Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome, and he wins.
Oh, nice.
Nice,
Yeah.
good job.
He
Woo!
didn't spontaneously
Yeah.
combust. That's impressive.
That's excellent. So that's we definitely will go again.
I'm pink this time.
Okay, you're red, I believe, Ben. So you picked the same crappy vehicle, which is
Wait, what?
you didn't learn from your mistake.
Uh,
Yeah, the one that spontaneously like falls apart. Okay,
I'm
so
just driving over
now
it.
it's upside down. We're gonna drive over. Yeah, everyone just
over
goes
you
side.
guys.
Yeah,
See
I'm
ya.
on for the ride now.
yeah, you are. Okay, so you're upside down, and we got toast. Yeah, so this is a kind of the Micro Machines model. You know, I don't know who remembers Micro Machines on the NES and the Super NES,
Awesome.
where you had a fixed camera zoom, and then when it drove away, you know, the first guy drove away, the other ones would kind of get.
Get wrecked.
Oh God,
Get wrecked.
that's amazing. Ben, your head is like.
Destroyed.
Wait, oh, you're getting ground up.
Come on.
Who's in the yellow? Is
That's
that
me.
That's me. Yeah, okay, yeah. So I'm in the back, and my head is all.
Oh no, no, no.
Yeah, where?
Oh,
There you go.
going on to win. Oh shit.
So Chris is a bit of a. He has
Oh,
some
no.
racing
Oh,
skills.
no.
Oh, I
Oh,
love
no.
it. I love it.
No.
Yes, yes, yes. I'm winning. I'm winning.
Damn it.
Kaboom! Oh, and I fell apart. That was beautiful. I love it.
God.
All right, we're gonna do one more race, and
Hey,
then we're gonna move
JWD.
on to the next thing. What's the chat saying?
Yeah, no, people
Yeah.
people seem to be enjoying this, and some people are wondering if we can actually have online robots. Yes, we will be able to have those, Miniabel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you,
I'll do the wheel
JWD.
this time.
Specs. People are asking for
What's up?
specs. Well, it's still in development, so we're still optimizing it.
Yeah.
But I actually have something really funny. I'll give you guys a sneak peek.
I'm
Yeah.
red.
You might be wondering what this is.
Go
But,
on,
uh,
get
Sideways?
them on. Oh dang, I didn't choose it.
This
I
is
can
a
reset,
hint
I can reset,
at
yeah.
how we're optimizing our own technology.
So now you got
So
red.
I don't know if you have the mono wheel. I need to.
See ya,
I need
Cookie
to drag
Man.
it in.
Unless you changed it.
Yeah, I need. No, let me drag it in. It should be in here.
oh,
The mono wheel is amazing.
So we're gonna find the mono wheel.
This, you can jump on him or like
No, you just
ride him?
He
Oh,
becomes
yeah.
him. Yeah.
He's like on skis, but it goes really
Okay, so
fast.
let's find the mono wheel. There it is.
you
Wheeler.
can add crabs as enemies. Yes.
Actually, which? Yeah, there's a mono wheel and there's a wheeler. So if I drag it into the game like this, guys, that wasn't intentional. Yeah. Well, there's a wheeler one as well. I'm gonna try both of these. So once we drag them into the game, they get added to the library.
Huge.
Yeah, that is huge.
So, how do I
So
do
if
this?
I reset, it should show those guys. Oh, it might not. Okay, so we're gonna fix a thing in the script that we did last
No,
time
just
too.
I brought the dude in.
Oh yeah, exactly. We're gonna get this script going where we can. Oh, that would be in here. Vehicles, base build. I think if we add the monowheel here,
Oh God.
what was it called? Vehicle monowheel.
I think it's
Yeah, maybe.
Monowheel. Oh, there's wheeler too. Monowheel. What we're doing? We're adding the vehicles that we just added. We're adding to the script of the Racetroid here, so that we can select them. Wheeler. I think that will be it. So if I hit save now, we should be able to have those actually appear in the menu of our things. Oops, I need to actually reset properly here again. There we go. So now we'll see if we have those. Oh yeah, baby. Okay, there's one that I must have misspelled. We have the wheeler.
steering's backwards.
Yep, it is.
Oh, that's awesome. That'll just make it better.
Even more fun.
Yeah.
So left to go right.
Okay, so someone in the community made this. Yeah. Whoever's in the front needs to go. Oh wow. I love how you're just spinning the entire. Oh wow, you're just wrecking bridges.
Oh shit.
Wrecking bridges.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
my wheel's just spinning.
oh yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
So who's in there? Is that
Not
me?
me.
Is that
not
me?
me.
All right, that's probably me then. So I'm just. They're a little bit of out of control, I guess. I think I've already went around the planet once.
You're in orbit now.
Yeah. Okay. So, actually, I'm about to hit the start. Yes.
Oh,
That's
you
awesome.
That
survived.
was lame.
That was awesome. Okay. So I need to
I
find.
feel like Dan set this up.
Yeah, totally. Let me see if I can find that wheeler again.
Thanks, Warped Up to go.
Yeah. Let's see. If I
Don't
can
forget to
find the
follow. We've
vehicle.
got so much more to show you.
Where did the what was it called again?
Yeah, there will
Because
be
I-
constant updates.
Now wheeler is the one that we just played. So can we find it here? It needs to just be the name in there. So what we're doing now is finding.
I understand
that's the wheeler.
SSBM, but that's work in
But there
progress.
was another one as
so
well.
You can wait. No worries.
Oh, I just saw it. Right there.
Yeah. Okay,
We're just
Mono
launching
wheel,
on
okay.
early access.
So I think I
April 15th, so.
misspelled it. So we're just gonna go into the editor
No, I understand
and
SSBM.
get the. It's not vehicle monowheel. So perfect. So
In
now-
your legends, this is still in development.
Yeah.
You know that, right?
This one's awesome. Okay, here we're gonna reset. So
Oh,
now
no.
you got the wrong one.
And don't
Let's see
forget,
if we
this
can-
might be the
Okay,
result of
you
the
Select
stream.
it. Okay, so we're gonna reset again. So just
Okay,
be
alpaca
careful.
balls.
The big one.
I need to
The
say
mono
goodbye to
wheel,
you. Time for timeout.
Oh wait, it's jets now. Holy
Van
crap!
Hammer
All right,
style.
so someone's
Careful now.
cheating already. Hey,
Dude, the
Uh,
whole thing is
all right, so someone's in orbit. You're
Oh.
out there. So
Oh,
yeah,
God.
we're gonna
Finally.
we're gonna reset. Finally.
Yes,
All
we
right.
are the Cortex
Okay,
Command
so
guys. War crimes.
let's just start without the. Okay, so wait. Oh, we reset one more time.
it like automatically has jets, so you're red now.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, go side to side and up is the
Yeah, check
actual
out our Steam
select.
page.
Okay, good.
Oh,
Good
somebody's
job.
arms-
Someone's legs fell off. Beautiful. Okay, now we have 4 players somehow, which is very interesting. I think someone died, and therefore.
I took off again.
Okay, nice.
Oh God.
All right. So what's the chat say?
So
We
yeah,
have a crab.
we have a
request?
crab race request.
Okay, okay.
I'm not
so
sure
we're
if
gonna,
they're going to
okay, we're gonna do
enjoy
a
that though.
So
You
Ben
are
is in
so far out
Ben
there.
is in orbit right now. That's beautiful. So we had a request for making a crab request. Yeah. So
Oh shoot,
there
I
should be.
selected the wrong one.
Okay. So let's reset again. You guys be careful what you select here. Ben is whoever was last is the black guy,
Okay, that's me.
dark guy.
Okay, crab.
Yeah. That's
Oh,
not
the crab.
that's not the crab. Well, you can be that.
Okay, I'll be the
Okay.
second.
So now we.
Wait,
who's
I'll
in
win
front?
though, 'cause I'll hold. This is
Yeah.
all bad.
Exactly. That's the problem. Yeah. This is not fair. Okay. So
Oh,
we.
yeah.
Everyone do the crab now.
Yeah,
Don't mess it up.
Which one's the crab? The
It's
little one.
it's the yellow guy.
one.
Yeah. And then
Somebody's
not
on
wheel, not
somebody's
wheel.
on wheel.
I just
Don't-
don't want to hit up on accident.
Some-
There
Yeah,
we go.
there you go,
All right,
good.
crab.
Okay, good.
My guy just did the front foot.
Okay, so now we are racing crabs.
I'm so far behind.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, there. Okay, beautiful. This is only gonna take an hour. Okay, so if you hit a button, you can jump, and kind of tumble.
I'm upside down. Give me up.
Yeah,
Give me up, get up.
I'm the upside down one. I think I'm in the front.
Oh, somebody's got that skill figured out.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
me.
it's you.
It is me.
Oh.
So I'm gonna jump away from you guys.
No.
This is how you do it.
No. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you made
You
it.
jump.
Right,
it's
right,
what-
right
what-
trigger.
Oh, right trigger.
I I just figured that out too.
Yeah, I'm upside down, so someone has to come help me.
Fuck you, Dan.
And there's
I'm out of here.
you,
Missing a leg,
you,
but that's
you're
okay.
missing 2 legs actually.
That's fine.
Yeah. Oh dang it! I am so upside down.
Come on.
Yeah, I'm turtled, and someone is.
Go. There we go.
Oh man. Oh, your explosion actually got me flipped over. That is beautiful.
Come
Okay,
on.
so
Go.
I'm on it. I'm on it.
It's just only a
You're
flesh wound.
yeah.
Can't win.
Oh no.
Oh shit! Why is that coming? Yeah, that's how you do it. Hold on.
There we go.
We're coming up on a checkpoint, so you're gonna come back, Ben.
Oh, flip over. No.
All right, here we go.
My legs.
It's nighttime. It's nighttime now. So you see that the planetoid is actually rotating, and there's a
There we go.
Yeah,
day-night
the video
cycle.
is a bit laggy because we're streaming.
Oh, I see.
Crabbiest race ever.
Yeah, it is. It is super
I see what
crabby.
you did there.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. If you get the like rhythm down. Oh, now it's gonna actually
it's
blow
windy.
us. It's gonna blow us.
I can't get the gun as a crab.
Yeah, I don't think so. We can. I don't think we can carry the gun.
Crab gun.
That would be amazing. Okay.
Where
So
can I go? Oh, whoa.
Can the crab pick up a gun?
no, not yet.
Not yet.
We should work on that though. Yeah.
That
It should
will
def-
be a
We're
possibility.
both
eventually.
upside
Oh, good
down,
lord.
and I think we're gonna call
Yeah,
it that. This is the crab race has ended with 2 crabs on top of each other, or upside down on top of each other. Yeah. So that's good. What's the
a lot of people have been entering the raffle, so I guess it's good to like give away a raffle. This is
yeah,
gonna be
let's
the
do
first.
a little bit of a raffle action while you guys do more
Where'd
race.
I go?
Yeah,
It's
so
coming.
I'm actually going to. If you guys still want to enter this one, I'm gonna click draw in 2 seconds, which means in 20 seconds from now when you actually see this stream. So I'm gonna
Nice.
give you one final warning, and then we'll raffle. And see who wins a copy of Cortex Command. Who of you guys have not heard of Cortex Command? I'd be very curious to hear like who has heard of us
Small
and
one,
our
small
previous
one.
work and who hasn't. But
Oh, this is brilliant.
here we go.
See, don't go yet.
Yeah, don't go yet. The number. Yeah.
Alright,
There you
we
go. Oh god. Get wrecked. So get down. Yeah.
I know, I went down. It
Actually,
pushed down a little.
you
We
ejected.
got the
Okay,
final
now you're
people entering
screwed
the
because you have
raffle.
no control.
Don't forget to follow
That's
us,
awesome.
guys.
How far are you? Yeah, you're that far. That's pretty
Giving away a
awesome.
lot of these.
Yeah.
Can
Okay.
we get a marker?
So,
The really awesome part of this is that we started the day by watching SpaceX land successfully on a drone ship about 2 hours ago, and there's
are
a
the
lot of
last
lessons to be
raffle
learned
people.
here
Oh, yeah. Oh,
from the
So-
from the orbital dynamics
thanks,
of these guys.
SSBM.
Yeah, if you
Oh, thanks, Sudar.
want to get back to the planet,
Really
the way is
appreciate
not
your
to
support.
thrust down, but actually to thrust in the opposite direction to kill the. Oh, you won. Yeah, clearly.
Okay, here we
clearly.
go. We're gonna draw now.
Yeah, you guys are
Let's see
awesome.
who wins a copy. Oh, Sudak still needs a copy
For
for his
sure.
brother, but I'm gonna draw and let's see who wins.
Is the raffle going on?
We're gonna announce the winner in chat. Crew Expendable has won the raffle.
Woo!
Congratulations!
Crew
So,
expandable.
That's the first. That's the first Steam key I'll be
Is
giving
that
away.
expandable? Expendable, yeah.
Expendable.
Nice.
Expandable and expendable.
That's awesome. This is
Let's
great.
see. Where is he? Viewer list. Oh boy. Oh, I'm glad this is alphabetical.
Yeah.
Is he
Crew?
still here?
I don't think so. Yeah, he
Crew
loses.
left.
He loses. That's what happens.
Crew
If you don't stick
left.
around, guys, you lose out. So
Oh, so can I draw again?
probably. We're learning how
Oh!
to do this thing.
Borisar won now.
Borisar,
Yay!
woo!
I think
5117.
Borisar is still here. I hope so.
Yeah, let's check him
Or
out.
he lost his.
Oh, he
There
got
he
it. He
is.
got it. Nice.
Yeah.
What is
Let's
he?
see. Whisper. I'm going to whisper a key to you, Borisar.
Excellent.
I wonder how I'm supposed to do that.
We're whispering. We're
Where-
figuring this
where's
out.
Where is the whisper?
Good question, huh?
I want to bring this back.
I
Oh,
can
you-
fix
can you
this.
whisper in there maybe? Pop up as disable. That might be a problem.
I'm gonna whisper to him in
Oh, shit, I
Twitch.
just threw a gun at you. Come back.
That's awesome.
Come back.
Oh, you're barely hanging on. You're barely hanging on.
Oh, shit.
Oh, you missed that. You got right after he crossed the checkpoint.
There we
Okay, here we
go.
go.
Alright, here we go. Here we go. No! Yeah!
See ya. See ya. I love how half your head is missing. Yeah.
Yeah, I barely.
I think you run away. Yeah, totally. That was that you just now? Yeah, that's a record actually. You
Borisar
yeah.
won. We
Record
will be
46.
drawing more. Like we have like 100 keys set aside for this
Exactly.
guy, so don't worry about
Yeah.
it.
Get
Going
pick.
again.
With that,
Yeah.
gonna shoot in the orbit.
I'm just gonna draw someone
No,
else right now.
That's the challenge actually. Is to not shoot. Oh, okay, well now.
Oh, Kazuhaya.
I'll push you.
But Kazuhaya hasn't followed us yet. But
Ah,
I'll give him
okay.
a Steam key
Yeah.
anyways.
Did you figure out the whisper thing?
Yeah, it
Sweet.
works actually pretty well.
Sweet.
So,
So yeah, you guys are getting the last game we made, Cortex Command, which I started making in high school back in Sweden about 13 years ago, 14 years ago almost now, and it's been on Steam for a few years. But we did it as an early access thing also on my own website 8 years ago, I think. So this
quite
is
a while ago.
this is a cool thing. Hopefully you'll enjoy it if you haven't seen it before. It's a pretty unique game. It's kind of like Worms with like RTS elements in real time.
Oh, just go to Steam, Borisar.
Yeah, so check it out. So we have, oh, we're getting multiple Steam keys. Nice.
People are raffling up, signing
love
up.
it.
So I'll be giving out a lot more. Don't worry, guys.
Awesome.
We have quite a list.
Yeah. So if you're done with the raffle, just let us know.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm just gonna give out. I'm just gonna keep giving out stuff, guys. So
Nice.
just click follow, keep following us, and I will make sure that the people who follow us will get will get privileges on the raffle. Did you just touch my hair? You
Yeah,
just
I did.
touched my
I
hair.
did. It's
See,
it's
and
so beautiful.
don't behave, don't misbehave. I will banhammer the
he's got the
crap
band
out of
hammer.
you. I brought my Thor hammer.
Don't get angry,
so
Thor Jesus.
Don't
you know.
make me Thor Jesus angry. Oh God. So
I
is
think-
this maybe a good moment to start talking with Ben about his
I think
stuff?
so. I think so. Yeah.
We
so
should.
after
We'll-
we can
we'll
pull him
follow
away
up-
from the game.
We'll follow up with some community created stuff afterwards. So
Punted him in there. That was awesome. He was like running back to his vehicle. Oh wow. Oh, help him up. No,
I got
you're,
this, I got this.
you're done. You're done. Yeah, awesome. So that's.
Oh,
Oh shit! No, you go for. I know you're in orbit again. That's so funny.
Where am I at?
Oh, there you go. There you go,
26
Chris.
seconds.
26. That's decent. All right. So, thank you, Chris, for joining us for that for a bit. Yeah, good game. Yeah.
Bye-bye, Chris.
We'll
I just realized my fly is down on me.
oh, that's so
that's
cute.
perfect. That's
awesome.
perfect. Yeah. Chris's fly is optional.
That camera that was down there.
Exactly. Yeah. So we're gonna move over to talk about Ben's things that he's doing here in Phoenix. So we're in Phoenix, Arizona right now. Data Realms HQ, which is my house, is here, but we're a completely distributed team. We're 20 people in 10 countries on 4 continents. Vlad is here right now this month because we're launching.
Yep.
And Ben has a really cool organization here in town that it's kind of an incubator. I'll let you introduce more about that, but I just want to kind of explain why we're in Phoenix right now. And it's really because I live here, and the office for myself is here, but everyone else is spread everywhere. Vlad lives out of his suitcase, so he's usually traveling, going to different events and so on, but he's here now with us, and we have the rest of the team kind of coming in and out as needed over Discord or Slack and Skype and so on. So,
Yeah.
but I'll let you take it away, Ben. So you're the founder and current. You're running the game Collab, which is it's an incubator. It's an organization.
Yeah, it's an incubator and what we call kind of a community advocate. So we basically help people get into games,
Yeah.
and that can be on all different kind of levels, educating game developers about being a sustainable business, educating the public about the awesome games that are being made here and beyond, and then educating kind of investors and government types and other companies who can get behind game developers here locally and what they're doing and how it can be an economic driver.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah. So it's an important thing, in terms of the local industry here, and I think any city that has a game development community that's strong has a big plus, because this is probably one of the most creative and innovative industries that is around, and having artists and also engineers working side by side, and musicians and level designers, and like all these people come together to make a product is not only very challenging, but it's extremely creative. So the kind of talent that we can get going in a city like Phoenix is super important. And you're probably I would say the most active and influential person right now that is making that happen in Phoenix. So props to you for that.
Thanks.
Yeah,
And
I
that's why we
remember.
wanted
I
to have you
remember
here.
when I met you the first time, and we were having this little shindig where everyone was getting together, and there was this big burly security dude in the corner that I noticed, and I was like, why is this man here, and why does he look so security-like? And then a guy started talking, and it was the mayor of Phoenix, and I was like, oh, I just saw the mayor of Phoenix. That's so cool.
It's cool. It was an event that Ben threw for the launch of the Game Collab's new location.
Yeah, that was about over a year ago now.
Yeah, and so the mayor of Phoenix, Greg Stanton is his name? Yeah, he came in and did a speech about how important it is for Phoenix to have this kind of community here. So it was very cool. I mean, Phoenix is you know, the 5th largest city in the U.S. So it's a significant town, and it's important to have this thing going here. So I want to, we can move over to the screen maybe and see there's some things that you can present. Yeah, exactly. So we have.
So just to kind of qualify what you're saying, you know, making games is super multidisciplinary.
Exactly.
And that's what I really love about it.
Yeah.
And the fact that
thanks for follow, Chop.
Like Phoenix, you know, as a city, as an area, is willing to support that kind of stuff.
Right.
Is really awesome.
Yeah.
It shows kind of like a really thinking forward kind of attitude.
Because the city is actually backing you guys
we were getting
in a lot of ways.
for a couple of years now, and then you know, and even other smaller areas, because you know, Phoenix is a big cluster, right? So like Tempe and Mesa and some of the other areas are also involved in what we're doing. So so basically, it came here only like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And in that time, though, I really started to understand more and more what was existing here. And I always tell people it's kind of like this, like so we had larger studios, which you probably knew, Rainbow Studios.
Yeah. I used to work at Rainbow actually. Yeah.
Legacy.
Right. So they were owned by THQ, and once THQ kind of went away at THQ, sort of Rainbow, and we had Cheyenne Mountain, which had the Stargate, and that kind of fell apart. But what it did is it had all these developers here in the area, and so I always likened it to this kind of nutrient-rich carcass of
there was a diaspora.
Yeah,
there was a diaspora of
just
Rainbow
real quick,
Studios.
I think you guys are going to have to be a bit more intimate because Miro was mentioning that Ben is quite quiet on the stream.
Okay.
So,
what we'll do is we'll actually, I might even give this, that, or I might even give you.
Oh, I think we have some UAT fans on the stream, by the way. I'm seeing.
UAT out there?
Yeah,
Sweet.
I think Chob is saying UAT exclamation mark. So I'm guessing we have some of your students watching. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, so I haven't even gotten there yet. But
Rosu repping as well.
Yeah, I'm also a professor over at the University of Advancing Technology.
Yeah, good point.
Perfect.
Teaching game production studios there, doing some of the grad programs, business of games, kind of legal stuff like that. Again, really similar to what we do with the game Collab in the sense of helping developers see beyond just being creative and making their things, which I love, by the way, but I'm not the one to do that. They are, and so I'm trying to help them create connections. We do mixers and jams and all that kind of stuff.
This kind of is a point that's important, is that just because you have a passion for making games doesn't mean that you can make a living making games unless you also get into the marketing of games and marketing your product. Because if you don't have that part, or funding it to begin with, before you can even finish it, you have to figure out how to get enough money to live while you're doing it, at least. Or if you have a team, they need to also live somehow. So, and that's just the production of the game. Once the game is done, how do you get it out there so people actually know about it? We're doing our best, trying to with Planetoid Pioneers. We learned a lot of lessons from our last game, Cortex Command, where I was trying to do most of it myself, and I was just kind of learning by doing, which we still are, but now we have a team going, and we have people like Vlad and others on the team, like Seth and Drew, and these guys who help in different areas where I tried to do all that myself before, and it was really not the way to do it, So Ben's, providing support in terms of funding and even a space, where you can have a team together if you want to work that way. And that's super important, to actually get a game not only done but out there where it can make money, so you can make the next game. And if you want to do this for a long-term career, it's very important to keep these things in mind. Like, how do we plan for the next one, and how do we make enough money to keep doing this, right? So
yeah, it's been fun. I mean, I tried to bring in a lot of the other. I mean, Phoenix again blowing up on the tech side, on the startup side of things here, and so trying to bring some of those folks into what we're doing, inviting them to the jams, inviting them to be judges. We've got a green light celebration at UAT coming up April 29th, which is basically showing off the 10 games that are being worked on right now. I've got about 100 students in there that are working on it. I've kind of created this studio setting, and together with Lynn, we help them just do more project management because they're there to do art and programming and design, which is awesome. They don't often think about the rest of it, right? So if we can do that in an early stage, get some games for them that they've got published and help them out with that, that's great for their resume, their portfolios. When they go to GDC, like we just saw, like a couple of my guys got job offers from Rovio and some other places.
No, that's really cool. And it's one thing that Ben did recently was invite us to UAT, the University of Advancing Technology here in Tempe, to show off Planetoid Pioneers, but also the engine that we're building, because we have a bigger vision than just just making a game, right? We have built this engine. We spent 7 years building this engine to build the game we wanted to make, but also for other people to make their visions come true on any scale, large or small. So the way we built Planetoid Pioneers is very modular. So like we showed you, we were just racing on one Planetoid, but you can make a completely different Planetoid that has different game rules, and you can kind of scratch that itch of wanting to design something for game design without having to create an entire universe, an entire game, and build an engine or learn a different engine. I mean, what we hope to have happen is that people get really into the game Planetoid Pioneers, and then realize that they can actually make stuff themselves, and then share it with their friends and get better and better and better, and at one point actually make something that's good enough to be put into the curated item workshop on Steam, where you can actually make money off of it. So that's one way you can go with this. The other is to, during our early access period, you can make something that's good enough that we would invite you to actually have it be integrated into the official game content, and you would appear in the credits of Planetoid Pioneers when it exits its early access period. And that's something you could put on a resume, so it's kind of like these different, we want to provide different avenues and different levels of people being able to get into it. And if, pretty much everyone on our team is recruited from our Cortex Command community or Planetoid Pioneers community. So the people who are really stellar at what they've done, like this racing one we just shown, that's Max in Germany, in Berlin, who's 19 years old.
Cool.
Who joined our team about 2 years ago or something like that, a year and a
No,
half?
I think it's his anniversary with us
Yeah,
right
it's
now.
about a year ago,
Actually,
yeah.
so
So
cool.
he's appeared at
congratulations, Max.
yeah, he's appeared at the biggest game conventions in the world, and Gamescom in Germany.
Yeah.
With us, and
We
shown the game on
we took him
stage.
through quite like a trial by fire, didn't we? There.
Yeah, we put him on stage, and he showed the engine and stuff, and tools to everyone. So he's an example of a rock star that kind of came out of the community, and that's kind of like the highest level. Now he's a game developer.
Yeah, that's
literally.
awesome. Yeah,
So that ties into what you guys are doing. That's why we were working with Ben.
Thanks for the follows.
So
yeah, we've got a couple of kind of directions that we go, right?
Yeah.
One of them is the get into games idea,
Yeah.
and I've blogged about this before on our community page and our website. But modding is huge,
Yeah,
right? I know a lot of developers have gotten into the industry just from modding
Absolutely.
things. And so yeah, your engine's actually really cool for that. And I
Aw.
met a guy today. He came down. His name's John, and he's working on this thing called Zombie Dog, and it's super cool.
Sounds
yeah,
amazing.
basically the zombie dog lives with vegan zombies.
okay.
And
Wow.
So they don't eat him.
yeah,
But he eats
and the
him,
vegan
them?
zombies like live with humans, and the
Oh,
humans
right.
are like, they're gross, they're zombies, and the
that's
human,
funny.
and then the zombies are like, you're gross, you eat meat.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Hilarious.
he's looking for ways to like create a cool little prototype, and I thought of Crush 2D, and I was like, man, you could just drag your stuff right in there
Yeah,
and start
the
building a
assets.
little you can start building like a little kind of a little show and tell of like
Yep.
how this could play out and
Yeah.
stuff, and that would be really interesting for like investors, or really interesting for people to go beyond just a piece of paper with an
Right.
image on it.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, you could prototype games very quickly with the Crush 2D engine. We're also hoping to prove that you can build a whole game with it as well. So the spectrum is there. If you just want to throw some images in there and turn them into physics objects like right away, and then put joints on them, and then make it kind of run around in poses and stuff. That's super
cool.
simple and quick to do. So yeah, we're excited about what people will do with it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
let's see what we have here.
Let's do
We
it.
had some stuff lined
No,
up.
I'm sorry
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
someone's asking if we have more mics. We're improvising as much as we can with this setup,
Oh,
so
sure.
I hope you
Aaron's
can at
not
least.
hearing me very well.
Do you want me to dangle in between us?
It's you guys just have to be very intimate. That's
Oh,
all I'm
that's
saying.
fine, yeah.
You want a hand back?
It's actually I'm gonna let it go over
Thanks,
to
War
you
Crimes.
because
Okay.
you can take.
I'll drive a bit.
Exactly, drive a
Okay,
bit.
so just I've got my hands on a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
And as Vlad asked me for like some links and some stuff, I was like, oh man, I can't believe how many things actually I'm doing.
So can you give him the full screen so he can be showing? Yeah. So now
So
it's
yeah,
all you.
this is basically our site, and you can go there and check out some of the things we've got. But what I'm really excited about is that we've got a directory there, and we've got a store. So first and foremost, one of the things that we do is highlight, and that's do events, we do mixers, we do jams, and we do our Arizona Video Game Showcase. So we're on the 3rd year doing that now, and that's at Phoenix Comic Con. And we're really hoping you guys get out there
We
and
will.
have a booth
We will
there
be
and-
there. We will be
and
there.
show it off. And so anybody who's on, listening now, if you guys want to meet Dan and Vlad, this would be a great opportunity to do
there.
that in person.
Absolutely.
Check out the game, but by then you've already got it. So it'll be June 2nd through the 5th. expecting to have a lot of people there. If you're in the Phoenix area and you want to be part of this, just let us know.
Nice.
Booth is super cheap.
That sounds great. Yeah, we're looking forward to it.
We also have basically our community page. So what we're doing this month is highlighting these guys because we love what they're doing.
Thank you.
So we've got you first and foremost on our store. And basically our store is just to highlight, again, games in Arizona that we're really excited about. Some of these are our incubator teams, like Reflections and Sketchcross and Wizards and Geo. But you'd start going down, you start to see some more that we kind of curate from the area. And we're going to keep adding that. So it'll always be dynamic and you'll see more games on there.
Sure.
Very Devolver inspired. So that's kind of what we got this from.
I'm a fan of Devolver, so
yeah,
it's a good
we love
inspiration.
that. Actually, I'll just go here. So we also have our directory. So if anybody's interested in knowing what our community here in Arizona is like, we've got about about 80 different developers all lined up. You can check out where they are, what they're doing. Of course, this thing gets updated every once in a while. And we actually just sent out another survey. So we're going to start, again, getting that pulse of the industry here, which helps us. I mean, it helps the developers know that there are other folks out there doing cool things. Helps the city know that this is an economic driver. Again, it's just kind of rises all ships when we start putting this out there, and people get to see that.
That's super cool.
So yeah, just some of the games, again, really excited about, but Reflections from Broken Window Studios. They were one of our first incubator groups. Tristan and Abby, they started off with Grave. They did a Kickstarter. They were successful with that, but found that they needed to kind of put that on hold a little bit, and so they had this game that was in the back burner from a game jam.
The art is awesome on this.
So yeah, they're awesome artists. This game is pretty cool. You might have actually heard of it. If anybody heard of it? Anybody heard of Reflections on the stream?
We'll see.
Yeah, make sure to check it out.
There's a bit of a lag, so they can not respond immediately. Yeah.
That's fine. Anybody looking forward to Grave? Are you a backer on Kickstarter? Are you like, where's it at? They're working on it. So, as we all know, games take a little while sometimes.
Yeah.
Sketchcross, again, really cool one-man team. He had help with an artist and a musician, but came out of UAT alum. Kendall, Spiky Fish Games, created a PS Vita game of all things.
Very cool.
Looking to take it to mobile and stuff. So if you like kind of puzzle games, very almost Sudoku-ish, but not quite. You're building, it's nanograms what they call it, I think, and you're building like pictures basically. Really cool.
Nanograms, I've never heard of that.
And then Geo, this is one of our new guys, Brendan, former ASU alum or student, and he's got this out on all mobile platforms, as he likes to also say, even Windows.
I love it.
But Geo is really cool. It's like this physics kind of based. I don't know if you're going to get any kind of
we get
gameplay here, but it's basically swiping and making sure you've got a couple of moves, and then you've got like a limit of how many of those moves you can make, and you try to get this ball to kind of the end zone. So you gets into some gameplay. Yeah, I guess a little bit there. So you're trying to get into the green spots. You swipe it around. Again, those are your moves up there, and how many of those you've got.
the animated splash when he.
Yeah, it's super fun. I mean, he's got a cool feel to it, and I think he's as a developer, he's got a good eye for things, and so I'm really excited of where he's going to go.
I can tell. Yeah, there's a good physicality to the things moving around. So that's awesome.
Wizards, Wizards 1984, again, game jam game. I mean, I swear to God, if you're going to do one thing to get into games, either mod or go to a game jam and do a game jam.
Exactly, that's how I made my first game.
Yeah.
I just have I just celebrated the 6-year anniversary of it coming out on iOS.
Yeah.
And we did a collab with, with the famous Dutch DJ called Ferry Korsten. And that was kind of like our marketing spiel, and he was going to get a big chunk of the revenue from that. But then we discovered something really important after launch, and that's that Ferry Korsten fans didn't have iPhones. So we only sold 1,000 copies in the first month, but it was an amazing experience.
Yeah, know your market.
And there's a lot of like game jam games that have become full projects. Our friends from who did Mushroom 11, the guys who did most recently, what else? Broforce. I mean, I'm sure there's some couple of guys that are continuing their development at your at UAT as well, Global Game Jam Games, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So.
In fact, so at UAT, what we encourage is that the students, we try to run regular jams, at least 4 a year or something like this, for every semester for sure, and then maybe then in the global. And we encourage them to go to those and create teams that they can then basically, the way that our program is we run it like a studio. So at the beginning of the semester or end of the previous one, we have a green light celebration kind of pitch event. And they come up on stage and they pitch their idea and they talk about what they need for team, and if we accept it or we like it, we bring it in and they can start working on it with the full team that we give them through the school.
That's awesome, yeah.
So some of those, and I'll pull some of those up actually, have gone on. Again, this was one of them. Knickknacks just was released. It's also pretty cool. It's like a kid's game. Again, it's kind of physicsy. What I really like about Wizards is that they incorporated the Google Cardboard.
Oh, nice.
So you can like basically go around and like shoot things on your Google Cardboard, which it's really funny when you go to conventions and stuff, you know, and you see these kids just like doing this, and you're like, what are they doing?
Right.
And, yeah, they're flying around. And
Nice. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Let me.
Oh yeah, no, that audio is still on. Learning by doing.
there we go. Yeah. So this is kind of what it's like. Pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks great. So one note on game jams, it's something we hope to do a lot with Crush 2D. Actually, have Crush 2D specific jams, you know, where people can get together and like make some crazy stuff in there, and we'll have. We've done it a couple of times already with students at ASU and so on, where they got to make a vehicle that was better at racing around the Planetoid, like you saw before, you know. So the first half of the day, I taught them how to use the engine, and then the second half of the day, that's all they did was like making the best vehicle they could. And then the end of the day, we had 20 of these vehicles that were just blueprints that I collected to the front of the class room for the projector, and just raced them against each other two at a time. And it was like an elimination.
Thanks for following, Duel Now.
So it was a lot of fun.
That's
so
really
game
cool.
jams are, like you said, super powerful.
Yeah.
To get people's creative juices flowing and competitive juices flowing, you know. Which
Yeah.
In
Well,
combination is
All
awesome.
the juices flowing.
Yeah, basically, and the no sleep juices and the Red Bull juices.
Absolutely, yeah.
But yeah, like people come to me a lot and they say, I've never made a game. Is it, you know, am I going to be able to do anything? I'm not an artist, I'm not a programmer. It doesn't really matter, you know. My first game jam, I got dragged to it. I think it was in Antwerp. I did it, by Bernard over at Preview Labs when I was living in Brussels.
Yeah, Bernard.
Yeah, Bernard's
Shout
awesome.
out to him. Yeah,
Talk
he's
talk
awesome.
about prototyping, right? I mean, he made a
but
business out of
he's
that.
made a
awesome.
business. Like I
Yeah.
see him every Game Connection, and he talks to like the big guys, the small guys, and
Yeah.
his business is doing incredibly well.
Yeah,
from
yeah,
what I
he's doing great.
understood. People just want someone outside of their own trenches to look at a challenge and bring something that they never thought
Right.
of. And that's the same thing with us. People are like, "Why did you spend 7 years on this?" Well, it's robust technology that we have, but we celebrate and admit the fact that most likely it's going to be you guys who are going to buy it that are going to make things that we never thought of simply because we've been staring at it for so long. But the
Right.
tech is solid, right?
Yeah.
So it's the same challenge that Bernard kind of is catering to with the
Yeah.
business.
Yeah, and he was like, I mean, he was one of the first guys I talked to when I said I want to get into games, you know, and my background in PR and stuff like that. And he was like, well, you got to start making stuff, and there's a jam coming up. It's called the Global Game Jam. Come with me. And I said, I don't know anything. He said, that's fine. You can just get us some coffee, you know. And
Well, you get immersed in it. Yeah, you get immersed in it. Well, that's the thing. It's really getting your hands dirty, and that's what we hope to do with the Planetoid Pioneers and the Crush 2D engine. It's like getting the threshold of actually starting to make stuff much lower, so they can get in there and just, even if they're just changing the head on the character to be Arnold Schwarzenegger or themselves, you know. That first step of like, wow, I could actually make this happen and share it immediately with someone and show off what I've done. We want to make that as easy as possible, and that's, you know, how you get into it, doing this, you know. So.
And I think one important thing to add, and I'm posting it in the chat right now, is that if you are actually making cool stuff and you're actually a game developer or you're thinking about making your first game, Intel does have their Level Up Developer Contest coming up. And I just posted my own reminder, which is why it says 5 times during streams at least, because we need to, of course, pimp that stuff and make sure you guys know about it. But I'm actually like just teaching myself. It's funny. I'm teaching myself how to use MooBot. And you guys are seeing that there's more automated messages, so you guys can stay in touch and you don't have to, you know, we have to answer the question 10 times. But, oh, yes, по-русски. Я не об это перевода нет языка моло.
Thanks for coming, Boomer.
Yes, спасибо, Boomer.
Spasibo.
I will answer you in a second. I just need to like conjure Google Translate.
Translate.
Real quick.
All right, so back to the main
so-
screen here, if we can.
So just as I was kind of mentioning before, we've got this UAT Greenlight celebration, which right now I'm really jazzed about because the students, after it's been about 12 weeks now that they've been working on their games, and some of them even a few semesters before that. But it gives us this opportunity to show off what they're doing to the rest of the community, bring them in, and kind of even help them with their pitch skills. So I know Vlad mentioned that last time when we were there. You
They
saw
were good. Yeah, they were good.
Yeah.
They were on point. You know,
Yeah.
like it was not boring. So.
Yeah. So going to a bit of that, if you want to see some of the games, actually the last pitch you guys were there was is this one, I think. And actually, your presentation is on the second half of this,
Oh,
but
fun.
we see like no video except for like the top of your head.
Oh, oops.
It's like,
Oh, it's not good.
yeah, no. It's because
At
we
least my hair
switched,
looked good.
the computers.
Oh,
Remember?
I see. I remember now.
But if you want to hear about
yeah. Okay.
everything, you can go to that.
Our
but,
pitch
yeah.
was not as slick as his student, so it was fun.
It was impressive, man. Like you grilled those guys good. Like
Yeah.
you made them. You
Yeah, they have a
conditioned
good
them.
time. This is like one of the projects called Oddity. Really cool stuff. Like it's got a really Harlan and his team have a really awesome aesthetic
Yeah,
going
it's
on
super
here.
dramatic and like like dark, obviously, but it's got a cool look to it for sure.
Yeah. So really excited about that. Interesting story.
It was one of the standout games in the presentation.
Check out some of their videos. So another thing I'm making them do is stand-up videos. So they might be awkward, but you know the point is you got to communicate.
Yeah.
We also have actually online students that participate in these as well, and so you know being asynchronous like that is already difficult.
Right.
So
We know
having
all about
video,
that.
yeah.
Totally.
Having video, and I have the online students also film their stand-ups and they share those, and it helps them get on the same page.
Cool.
So whatever you can do in technology.
What is that channel? Is that Harlan's channel?
Yeah, this is
Okay,
Harlan's.
cool. Yeah, I
this
just
is
found
Oddity.
it. Boop. Just posted a link.
Coolio.
Yeah. No, I that art style, the creeper receptionist guy.
Yeah.
Oh, he always gets me.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah,
like
yeah.
the way he rubs his hands. Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. It's always like.
I just want to mention one real quick
Yeah.
thing
Go ahead.
in between, guys.
Yeah,
It's
dude.
like we're running this raffle, but I've actually like had to skip about 20 people already that are no longer in the stream. So I am continuously raffling. You might notice that in the chat. Don't leave because 20 people just lost the opportunity of getting a Cortex Command
Which is
key.
20
So-
bucks worth of stuff,
Yeah, so that's
yeah.
20 times 20 bucks that we did
Yeah.
not get to give away. I'm really
Yeah.
sorry about that. So I'm gonna continuously do that. I'm not gonna like pick special times and interrupt these guys. So just type in, !raffle, and I'll be messaging you guys personally when you win, and you'll see it announced in the chat. So sorry to interrupt.
Cool.
That's
That's
fun.
fun.
That's really
That's
cool that you guys are doing that. Yeah, really
Yeah.
awesome. So Deadliest War is actually
Thanks for a follow, guys.
we have a few of these experiments where we bring in outside kind of clients and have them work on basically get the team. They pitch it again,
Yeah.
and then the teams at UAT, the students come together that want to work on it, and they build a prototype for the clients or work with the clients, which is again part of that trying to get the outside world in what we're doing and vice versa, and then also get these students on projects that have some legs.
Yeah.
And so the Deadliest War is something where Justin Bastian reached out to me a couple years ago, again through Collab, funneled them in through the UAT Game Studios to get some students to work on a prototype for this game that he's creating.
Awesome.
And basically the cool thing about it is, and this ties back to my roots of I have a master's in international relations, so
Right.
I'm interested in that stuff, but
You have like a diplomat background almost. Yeah.
kind of, yeah. But it's this concept of conflict minerals, if you've heard of that,
Yeah,
right?
of
So,
course.
a lot of our machines and electronics, most of them have some kind of minerals that are coming out of the Congo area that are fueling this war, as we call the Deadliest War. It's going to have the most casualties out of any war in a long, long time.
Crazy.
So
It's a serious topic.
it's a
obviously.
serious topic. Yeah, I think like this War of Mine, or and again, we're working with groups like Eli Media, who
Yeah.
did Never Alone and stuff like that to really highlight the Native Alaskan cultures.
Right.
And so, yeah, it's I think it's a cool project. It has legs. It gives the students like some real world connectivity.
Yeah.
And like another, again, that difficulty of creating games beyond just entertainment.
Exactly, yeah. Which is for me, it was also, when I did Cortex Command, I just wanted to make a cool game. I had a vision for a cool game, and I was 16 years old in high school doing it, which is cool. And it took me 10 years to finish that one to my satisfaction. The new game, I really had to think about, like, what do I just want to make another piece of entertainment, or do I
Right.
want to have some kind of impact in the world? And this is our way of doing it. Is the educational aspect where we're not trying to teach people stuff. We wanted to make them want to teach themselves.
Right.
When they see that their friend made a really cool robot and they want to make an even cooler robot that beats their friend's robot,
Right.
then they're motivated to teach themselves
Right.
like these tools and to dig into the stuff that we provide them on a silver platter.
Right.
To get their creativity, kind of realized and so on. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a big deal.
I mean, to me, games are kind of an in for that too,
Yeah.
right? So creating games. I mean, if you're an educator out there, things like STEAM or STEM, like the science, technology, engineering, and math tracks that are really being promoted. Games is all of that.
Absolutely.
You're learning systems thinking, 21st century skill sets,
Yeah.
learning how to work with people together when you're creating games. So even at a young age, I try to encourage people to get into it. And actually, the the coding community comes to me a lot, as well as educators.
Yeah.
But you know, what's more fun than making a game when you're coding, right? I mean,
when you have a vision that you want to be bringing to life, and you make progress and you learn what you need to learn to get there, that's what got me to make Cortex Command. That's
Right.
the path I took. You know, what do I need to learn next? I bought these huge books on C++ programming. I didn't read them, you know, from cover to cover, but I read the stuff that I needed to make the next step happen, you know.
Right.
And there's some crazy stories I got after having had Cortex Command out there for a long time. There were these guys who came to me independently, told me that they had chosen computer science because they had played and started modding Cortex Command in
awesome.
high school,
Yeah.
and they learned Lua programming. They got a taste of programming and chose computer science because of that. And then they graduated with, you know, computer science degrees, which to me is a big deal because I think programming is the literacy of the 21st century. Literally, you know, like people who have technology skills, especially programming skills, are going to be so much more valuable to the society, and they're going to have that much more earning power and so on, because everything is going to be programmed. This, you know, like we have computers in everything around us. Like just in this room right now, I bet there's 100 processors right now.
We have about 8 screens.
Exactly.
I wonder how many are like in this tablet.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's crazy, you know, and that kind of impact is very important to think about when you're working with games in general. Games is play, and play is how we learn.
Yeah.
It's how you know, kittens learn to, you know, when they play and tumble, that's how they learn how to hunt, you know. And those are life skills. So games are not a trivial throwaway entertainment kind of deal. It's
I love this manifest you guys.
It's an important,
Games are good.
Thing.
We're telling this to people on Twitch, right? The people who watch people play games.
Exactly.
That's true.
So I think we're
preaching to the choir.
Yeah, they're converted
That's
already.
absolutely
Right?
But yeah, I didn't want to interrupt. I just,
No,
it's an interesting.
It's totally right.
Yeah.
I could go on those
Guys,
tangents.
we are running out of time. So Ben, is there one final thing you would like to show
Yeah.
us?
So you have a few things left here.
This one didn't work, so
Yeah.
that's out. Mirrored's another game. Check
Yep.
them out. Very cool stuff. I'm gonna go through a little bit. Knickknacks,
Yeah.
like I said, came out.
Sure.
And I think that's all I've got there. But there are a bunch of others. World of Marts. I'm trying to think of. Man, we got 10 teams right now. Basically, the last thing I really would like to say is, you know, we're trying to do the best that we can for the teams here in Phoenix or Arizona. So if you're here locally, let us know.
Yep.
We want to get you on the directory. We want to get you. We want to create visibility for you. Let us know what we can do for you. Our business model has kind of pivoted, you know, quite a bit. We're still staying true to our mission, which is to connect developers and give them agency and power. But you know, originally we were like MVP, we're co-working space for game developers. You know, so we had like Ben and Matt from Team Colorblind come in, which was super cool. But
They were here last week, actually. Yeah.
oh, cool, yeah. So
they
like,
were our guests last week.
oh, nice,
Yeah.
nice. Okay, cool, awesome.
So
There's
they
a
know
connection
them.
here,
They
yeah.
might know them, yeah.
So yeah, you know, they'd come in and basically I thought, let's just put a flag in the ground, MVP of desk, chair, and internet, which was cool and all, but again, a lot of developers can just do this stuff at home, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna, like you said, they're already literate in these things. They're just gonna roll out of bed and start coding away. So what else could we give the community? And so again, connecting them to like people who talk about business model canvas or investors or other marketing folks, right? And talking about the funnel and conversions and really build up that extra kind of capacity that they don't necessarily have is what we're about. So again, all of our events, come join our events, sign up for that stuff.
Yep.
Hit us up. We're going to be at GDC again next year. We're going to come down to Phoenix for Comic-Con, Phoenix Comic-Con, and to our Arizona video game showcase that we'll have there.
Yeah, we'll be there too, like we said.
Yeah.
Showing off. Me and Vlad are going to be at the Comic-Con. The
I
part
look
that
forward
you guys
to
are setting up,
cosplaying.
so-
Yeah.
There's a reason I'm carrying this hammer with me, right? Like, there's a reason my hair is like this too. And oh my God, I went to like Silicon Valley Comic Con. I got so many compliments. It's like the best thing ever. Oh,
Yeah.
no, Silicon Valley Comic Con.
There
Yeah.
is one, yeah.
There is silicone. Oh no,
I get it.
I'm foreign. I am the Dutch guy. I have reasons. I can say stuff differently if I want to.
So,
But yeah,
awesome. Cool.
like it's crazy that we were able to get you
Yeah,
over.
man.
Thanks for coming
Yeah,
so
dude.
last minute.
Thank you.
And
Thanks, I
keep up the
appreciate
good work.
Yeah,
And
you
you
too.
know, we've got your back, and it's great to have local people like Ben have our backs as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, props to all the students that most likely have been watching and supporting you and have making these awesome games that you showcased.
Yeah.
And let's hope they all end up kicking ass and joining joining us in the,
Yeah.
you know, in the.
And if you're in the
crazy
chat
scene.
and you're from Arizona, make a shout out now, because let's see who's
Yeah,
all
it's,
out
it's
there.
funny
Yeah.
how like we all are all in the same city, and me and Dan both keep discovering how many awesome people are here.
yeah.
I was in a 7-Eleven last night at midnight, and the guy behind the counter was an online student of yours.
Oh, really?
And he complimented me on my T-shirt. And I was
That's
like, wait,
awesome.
what? Like
That's
that's how small this world
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
if we
Yeah.
want it to
Yeah.
be. So
Absolutely. So
Cool.
thanks again, Ben, for
Yeah.
coming over and telling us about what you do. It's really cool stuff, and
Of course.
we love that you are doing that in this city that I live in. Yeah,
Vice
it's-
versa. Me
Yeah,
too.
it's exactly so.
And I'll be here to play some more. So.
Yeah,
Thanks,
you'll
King
be in
Crowley.
a minute. Yeah, so we're gonna talk about the engine and
we got a shout out from Couch Game. I don't know what that means,
Yeah,
but
that's right. Couch game. Oh, dude, that's right. I
Thanks
forgot
for
to
watching,
talk
you
about
guys.
You guys are doing awesome work. Again, UAT students in the program. Again, if I'm, it's because I didn't send me
see
anything
that,
in
but you
time.
taught them
Yeah.
well. You taught them well. See, they noticed you didn't mention them, and they made sure that they got mentioned. So now they're getting even extra attention above everybody
exactly.
else. So.
This is even better. It's
Yeah.
working out
Marketing,
awesome.
wow.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Thanks again,
guys.
Ben. Yeah,
Yeah,
have a good one.
thanks.
All right,
Cheers.
see you around.
All
And
right.
he vanishes.
Yeah, he vanishes. Goes.
So, like, you guys might have questions after seeing all this. I'm sure the guys want to see the game again. That's
Yeah,
a request
for
I've
sure.
had a couple of times.
Yep.
Don't leave the stream before I run the raffle. Like, I'm running the raffle constantly, but I still. Wow, he vanished magically out of the feed.
Oh,
I
that's
just saw
awesome.
the delay.
Very cool.
But we are giving Cortex Command keys away continuously, so make sure to not leave after you clicked raffle. I will be raffling every 2 to 3 minutes actually, because we have enough keys to spare.
So
I think it's time to
yeah,
to
we're
show
gonna
some
we're
more
gonna
stuff
fire
that,
up Planetoid Pioneers again, and I've apparently played Planetoid Pioneers 347 hours.
Amazing.
according to
See,
Steam.
you're already like a number one
So-
fan. But I think like some of the pioneers, we actually gave away some keys to some of the special community members that have
We
gone
did.
above and beyond recently.
We did. So I'm
Um,
gonna show off the Discord thing a little bit here.
Yeah.
So Discord is if you guys have heard of Slack, it's a team communication tool that's used professionally a lot of teams around the world. Discord is kind of like, it's like Slack, but it's game specific, and it's also has voice communication built into it, which is really cool. It does a very good job for us here in the community. We have our Pioneer program, which has been our kind of a closed beta. People could sign up, and we invited some of them into the Pioneer program. And in here, the really cool part here is that you can actually drag and drop these blueprints that they create in the editor. So once I do this, this is happening.
What is
happening
going
already?
on here?
Yeah, it's happening already.
Oh God.
We've got-
We're having a special guest. Did you just get attacked? By a drone?
I did.
Oh my God.
So that's
Oh,
awesome. I
Chris,
think you're
Chris
good to go
trolling.
again.
Chris,
Yeah.
what is the word? Crashing or?
Oh, he's trolling us right now.
Oh yeah, there's a little drone
Go
underneath
under
our
the,
desk right now.
So yeah, so we have a little house pet who just oh Jesus, he's on me. Yeah. There
you should have warmed up before flying in here.
Exactly. Yeah. So here you go. Come on, more throttle, Chris. Good.
Oh, and there's so many people I want to give keys to that have left. Don't forget to follow us too, guys. Like
Yeah.
that will increase your chances to get drawn.
So anyway, I was showing off a cheeseburger crab, which is also very important. We had one of our guys in the community, just drag in his blueprint in here.
I believe it
And-
was Cow's landlord that made that, and he's
Yeah,
live.
Cow's
So
land-
Would you say that's a Krabby Patty?
It's a Krabby Patty.
Krabby
It should have
Patty,
been called that,
wow.
yeah. So
Wow.
now we have the crab in here, and he's doing his thing. I guess it's just to walk left and right in the corpses that are in the arena here. But it's a really cool thing with our community that we can just
thanks for
have
follow,
the
Trevor.
people sharing
KML.
these crazy creations they make.
Much
And I'll
appreciated.
go into the editor a little bit in a
Trevor,
second.
thanks.
So what's the chat talking about right now? We got more.
What
Cyrillic
is
in
the
there?
name of this program again? They're asking. This is Planetoid Pioneers. I think the logo in the background and on the front part of our stream
Should
might
help.
give that
Yeah,
away.
Exactly. So we are making a game
Oh.
called Planetoid Pioneers.
One sec. Whoever
What's up?
coded the image importing system is a god. I
Is a
think
god.
Miro just got called a god again.
He is a god.
Wow, we should make a sign
Yeah.
like where we scratch.
Yeah. So
How many times
Miroslav
that happens?
Adamus is our main engine programmer. He's in Slovakia. He's
Thanks
been
for
working on
follow,
this for
Cox.
7 years with me.
Coxic.
So
60.
he is the god behind most of the technological stuff you see happening here.
We are just his minions, his
Yeah,
followers,
exactly.
his acolytes.
So as you can see, the blueprints that I can drag in from, again, I can drag it in from my hard drive, or I can drag it in from a browser, or I can drag it in from Slack. If these images have, they're the blueprints that they have all the stuff embedded in them, they will come to life when you just drag it into the game. If you just have a regular image like I was doing before with the Intel logo, they can do here, just drag in anything really, like the Steam logo, for example. I want that in the game. Now that's part of the level, so it wasn't an image that had more stuff associated with it, but it can still be used as a part of the scene. So I can just click that and drag it around and make this, you know, part of our level, literally. And if I make it, you know, if I put it in here where it's in the way of these guys, and restart the simulation, they'll actually be okay. That worm is now stuck on
You
it.
might want to show the NVIDIA logo, because NVIDIA has actually been very kind to us as
Absolutely.
well.
We will
have
show the
something
NVIDIA
cool to
logo.
show you in a second, and as to why we want to put the NVIDIA logo in the
Exactly,
background.
yeah.
as
So
well.
we have some cool stuff to show today for sure, and I'll bring in the NVIDIA logo too. But as you can see, the Steam logo here is actually
Thanks,
being
Superjack.
used as a physics object, even though it's all scaled up and ugly.
Superjack is asking if this is real life, Dan. Can we prove to him that this is real life?
Real life.
Superjack,
I don't know.
you tell us what you want us to drag into Planetoid Pioneers. Just give us an object. Don't make it too nasty.
Yeah.
Don't say swastika or
Yeah,
genitals.
nothing like that, nothing like
but
that.
you just say anything, and we will make it either part of the background or even part of an object here.
Yeah.
For you. So you guys go crazy. We want to involve you guys in this. You can see we have pretty elaborate editing tools. So just give us some requests. Like, what do you want us to like put in there? And just let's see if we can do that. Bohemian Rhapsody, Clown Pubes ask, can we
What you want? You want the Bohemian Rhapsody in there?
can we put Justin Bieber, say sausage, Rick Astley?
Okay, wait.
Dan, you get to pick. So Bohemian Rhapsody, sausage, Rick Astley. What do you want?
The-
Freddie Mercury.
These are all like.
Oh yes,
So
there you go. There's Justin
have
Bieber.
the Biebs
can
in
we,
there.
Can we get Justin Bieber to catch fire, please?
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so we're gonna make that happen. We have a request, so we're gonna work with that. We're gonna put the Biebs' head onto a Pioneer, and then we're gonna
The
we're
request.
gonna
What have I done?
Yeah. So here's
Unbelievable.
Vlad, which we've already
Hey.
abused before. So I'm gonna take
you're
away
gonna,
his
you're
little
gonna
antenna.
Bieberfy me.
Yeah, you're gonna Bieberfy Vlad here.
What do they call the fans? The Bieber bitches?
The
What
bitches. No,
The
the believers, not Bieber bitches. Come on. That's not PC at all.
That's Benedict Cumberbatch has his Cumber bitches, which is PC because it's a part of his name. So
I
it's
see.
okay.
Very nice. So here we have the blueprint editor, which I can dive into more later, but I'm just going to show what we can do with here.
I'm gonna just raffle because of these comments and requests. I'm just
Do
gonna
it,
raffle
do
a
it.
ton.
Let's see
So
where we
let's
get
see.
Jean-Claude Van Damme's splits.
Oh
splits. Nice.
damn.
Okay, and here's the beads
Soon.
right here. So I'm dragging it
Oh.
in from the. Okay, perfect. So now we have the Biebs as a Pioneer, and there's more stuff in here that we don't want to show, obviously. So here, when he's running and so on, it doesn't look good with that big white thing around
Yet.
his head. So I can fix that very easily. I will fire up Photoshop and drag that image over. So once we dragged it from the browser into the game here, we can then clean it up without ever having to find this texture in our on our hard drive or in our Explorer. We can just drag it in there and start erasing stuff we don't want. We can go boop boop, take the Biebs and clean them up very roughly. We got some. Oh, look at that! Look at the hair though. I love his. He has like an earring. Is that a long
I
earring?
think that's like an earring chain.
That's
thingy.
pretty amazing.
Yeah,
It's
impressive.
pretty magical.
It's like the Obi-Wan Kenobi.
We will
Right.
honor David Bowie. You know what? Here's one thing, Clowns Pubes. I'm gonna ask our amazing pioneers who are watching, guys, if we can do something with David Bowie, we can make that part of our competition. We have an ongoing competition for our pioneer program for like the trusted community of fans of Cortex Command that have signed up for that and have like their own personal Discord channel with us where they're experimenting with the contributor edition of Planetoid Pioneers, which we are launching on April 15th for all of you. Check out the Steam page. We are gonna be sharing a lot of information about that. It's going to be $39.99. It is pricey. We'll explain to you guys why that is. But it's because 7 years of hard labor. We're entering Steam Early Access, and we're shipping all of the tools that Dan is showing right now with the game. So you'll be able to make some amazing stuff.
Except Photoshop. We're not including Photoshop.
Or GIMP. You can just get that yourself.
We didn't want to recreate Photoshop in the game, but that's everything else that you've seen in the game so far is built with these tools. So I just cleaned up Bieber's face here. I'm going to save this file. So what I did initially was drag and drop it out of this texture. So, well, actually, very first was I dragged it into the editor from the browser. So I just beebed it up here in the browser, and then dragged it in there, and then from there, dragged it into Photoshop, and then cleaned up the white stuff around him here. That sounded bad. And now I'm going to save. This file, and then go back here, and now we have the Beebs very roughly cleaned up, but the game
Good
automatically...
enough. I mean, we can spend more time on that, but we are live. You guys are watching.
Exactly,
this is just a quick and dirty job, but you can see what the potential is of taking a selfie.
I can even just go in here and clean up even more, and it's going to be totally fine. I hit save again, and then immediately clean. Well, I don't know if I did.
Go for it, Kausland.
But there you go, perfect. If I want to have anything going on above here, I can add little horns to him or something,
It is Poulon.
And if I hit save, again, black was not the right choice there. That's gonna clash against the background. We do red horns because that's how he rolls. So we have these horns that actually stick out, and they create a change in the outline of the physics object here. So his head is dynamically and automatically made into a physics object, so we can make it bigger and smaller. You can see how the tessellation happens for his actual collision, mesh here that also can get burnt and broken and so on, which we will definitely enjoy.
Someone already requested a sentence of death by B-Gun, but I think it's better to just drop him into the arena and see what happens.
Yeah, exactly, because this arena is an unforgiving place for sure. I'm gonna get rid of the Steam logo real quick.
Superjack1823 is saying Bieber's agent is gonna shut this stream down, LMFAO.
Excellent.
I'm like,
excellent.
okay, yeah.
I think this is probably the mildest thing we're gonna do.
We can do so much more stuff. Yeah, exactly. You guys can. I'm gonna post the link. You guys can see our Steam guides, and you can see what else kind of crazy stuff you can do with the Planetoid Pioneers Contributor Edition.
Yep.
So just click on the guides link that I just posted through Moobot, and you can check out the crazy stuff that our community has come up with. You search for Planetoid Pioneers on YouTube. You'll see that some of our pioneers have actually also made tutorials. It's going to be really easy to make cool stuff.
Okay,
yes, proper documentation will be a thing for Strand, step by step. I mean, the whole Lua script, what the game runs on is C++, but everything you make is with Lua script.
Yeah.
There is a depository of Lua script and documentation, and I think
all the documentation is right here.
We have quick tips, right?
You hit F1 anytime, and you get the help. You get the guides, which are Steam guides. We'll talk about them, but the scripting, all the documentation for scripting is in here as well. So if you want to get into the programming, we'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, it's all in here for you to get help right in the game. The guides in the community is there as well. And Beebs is not having a good day. We just dragged him into the game. As soon as we saved what we changed, he gets added to the, well, he's called Vlad the Impaler right now, so that's unfortunate.
I wonder why.
That was yours name, but yeah, I could easily make that a different name for this guy, but we don't need to do that right now. Yeah. I just drag him into the game, and he is now part of this this catastrophe.
Shadow Fireland says, it looks like a version of Cortex Command, but really, really interesting.
Oh, good. I'll take that as a mixed compliment. I'll choose to take that as a full compliment. Yeah, so we got the Beebs looking
he's
sad.
Being protected because the bots are ignoring him. I don't blame them.
Yeah, so I'm going to put him in between here, and he's going to probably catch fire at some point. Oh, come on. I'm going to move him over to the other side.
Oh, he just got flipped?
Yeah, no, I'm flipping. Okay,
you're moving him.
I'm moving him. I'm trying to get him into the.
See, they just don't care about the Bieber.
Exactly. They're actually disgusted by him because he's moving in the opposite direction.
He's untouchable.
Yeah, well, okay, so there's a freeze ray, which this robot is doing, which makes things blue, and also makes them brittle and makes joints freeze up, so you can't move properly. And then there's the fire guy, obviously. He makes things hot and red visually, but they also catch fire eventually. So I think his face is not made out of flesh, which is a big problem. So we're gonna fix that right away. Go in here, I select his face, and set the material for that to be, oh, it is armored flesh, which is wrong. I should make that flesh. So when you set a material, it changes a lot of things. It changes the resources that you need to both build and that you get out of it when you atomize it. You also change the density of it, so the mass will change. So all that is tweaked in here. If you want to dig into these parameters, you can. If not, you can just set it to these preset materials. They also have a lot of associated effects that happen that make them look plausible. You know, so if wood gets broken, it splinters, and if glass, you know, is broken, it shatters. So I just kind of dropped the head in there. That was not intentional, but so we have the carnage continuing here with Beebs' head getting humped by the robots. It's just kind of like a sad situation. Most of these robots are half broken, where they don't have their arms anymore. So I'm just gonna restart that. But you get the idea for how easy it is to make something. What's the chat saying right now in terms of what they want to see?
There's people are actually complimenting us. We're getting a lot of Cortex Command fans in here coming to say how they like this stuff. So really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Oh, Rosu just gave a 10 out of 10 quality stream. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
excellent,
We spent how many hours prepping for this one with this setup?
Yeah,
oh,
this
God.
is a lot. So we're happy to hear that, and thanks for telling us. So this happens. You know, everything you see going on the screen right now is the AIs going at it. You know, they're made by a guy in Sweden we've been working with ever since Cortex Command. He re-implemented the whole AI that I had made clumsily in C++. He did it in Lua. His name is Stefan Wienberg, and he did a really good job. So I was like, well, you can just do all the AI in Cortex Command because you're much better at it than I am. So I've been working with him for about 7 years, 8 years now, I think as well. And he's done all this as well. So he's a PhD. If not student, he might have graduated. He had his PhD.
No, he's working on his PhD still.
He's working on it, yeah. So in Lund's University,
which I don't blame him for, because he's also working on this game simultaneously. So
yeah.
I can guess what's more interesting for him. Well,
right,
both, because
right.
he's applying a lot of the knowledge that he's gathering to our game, which is
Yeah.
awesome, right? I mean, that's the best way to actually write a paper. Can we get some community stuff on?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see what we got.
So we're gonna look at some of the stuff that our closed beta community has made. So I love this fire crab that Crash made. I'm gonna start with that one. Again, we had the crab in the game before, which was just a little crab. It's a little homage to Cortex Command. You know, there were crabs in there that you could buy and make crab bombs out of because they were free. So you could put 1,000 of them in a rocket and they would explode. So this crab is kind of a homage in here. He just walks around and jumps around. It makes a squeaky sound when you kill him. But Crash took that crab and turned up the awesome like about 100%. So that bird tried to attack the crab and did it right into its flamethrowers. And the crab, you know, he will die eventually when something more powerful kind of gets at him. I'll open him up in the editor and we can look what that crab looks like when we have him kind of pulled apart.
Yeah.
So I'll find him as soon as I dragged him in there from anywhere. Again, it could be out of Discord, it could be out of a web browser. It gets added to the library, and I can then pause the game so that it runs faster here, and we can see how this crab is put together. So this fauna fire crab, and the naming here we can go over maybe later. Fauna is just the most abstract. You know, it's part of it. He's an animal, and then there's fire crab. I would probably call it crab fire to make it sorted correctly, but this is totally fine. We have the different objects here, and that's listed in the blueprint. So we're in the blueprint editor here. We have head. We have all the different segments of the legs, and they're kind of on top of each other. So a good way to visualize them is in this 3D view. And you can see how the fire is on the back end there. We can turn off the particle effect so it doesn't distract us. But you can see how these different parts of this crab are all put together with joints, and the joints are also listed here. So we start out by putting in objects that are not jointed together yet, and then we put these joints, which are kind of like just pins. So you can imagine this is kind of like a paper doll. You know, it's has different pieces that you put a pin into, and then you can move the pieces around. So we can then play around with the different poses for this guy when he's moving and jumping. So we have this animation editor as well that we can get into in a second. But the joints are here. We have the different joints. They just have object A and object B that pin together the two objects, which were defined up here in this list. And this thing, we can expand this, make it look, get a better overview of all the different controls for this blueprint. We can get into the scripting again in a minute, but if I pop this out, I can even have this go onto a different monitor. So I do have 3 monitors here, and I could make it just expand. Yeah, so we all have 3 monitors for good reason. We're power users, I guess. But you can actually have it in the game as well, like here. So I'm gonna show how easy it is to just replace the head of this guy, for example, with anything else. And this is a really cool thing that another community member made. What is his name? I forget.
What thing? I can
this
get
thing.
it.
The
Oh,
food.
the burger.
Ingvar.
Ingvar made the art for that, definitely.
Yeah, so he's
and then I think
Ingvar is a
Soze
very talented-
made the walking burger out of that.
Yeah, the burger, exactly. So I want to show how Soze did that with this thing in the we have a Steam hub. We have a Steam page for the game already, and there's a hub, and people can post stuff in there who have the key on the game in our closed beta. And Ingvar made this awesome artwork, which is just a bunch of different pieces of bread and cake and sushi roll and so all these things are in here, and I can drag out of the browser right into my crab editor, and I'll get that texture right in there like that. And now his head turned into a plate, which was just one of the first things. But I can click on any of these things in this what do you call it, atlas, I guess you could call it, and turn his do the burger crab, or I'm going to do a sushi crab because that's awesome, and make it a little smaller.
Oh, thanks,
so I scale it down. So and as you can see, as soon as I dragged it in there, it figured out what the outline is based on the alpha. So you don't have to click out what the shape is supposed to be. It does it automatically, and it internally tessellates everything. So
sushi crab.
So we got a sushi crab right now, and it's gonna have fire coming out of it too, because that's how that's how it goes. It's a very spicy roll, right? It's a spicy wasabi, yeah. So they're coming out of a weird point. So I'm gonna just drag the little particle systems, which are also attached to this guy. So I'm gonna
this might look very intimidating, guys, but we have specific guides that take you through this stuff step by step, and you can rest assured, like Crash, who made this, is 16-year-old. He's from Brazil. He's teaching himself programming, and he's learning by doing. I love his humility. He's like, oh guys, I don't know how to do this stuff, and suddenly this crab walks into our game with like flames and crushes every other robot in the arena, and I'm just like, wait, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And don't forget to follow us, guys. That increases your chances for the raffle, but also don't leave before I raffle, because once again I had to give 5 people. I couldn't give 5 people their codes because they already left, which is very sad. So
yeah, and do follow us here on Twitch. Also go to our Steam page for Planetoid Pioneers and add us to the wish list. So a week from now, you won't forget that we are launching the contributor edition.
April 15th, baby.
April 15th, exactly a week from now. We're going to do another stream, so hopefully you will join us for that as well. Follow us on Twitter and on all these things to just keep it.
You can see our schedule in the info, and if I type in !schedule, you can see we'll be streaming every Friday, next Friday the 15th and Friday the 22nd, live from PAX East that time. Thanks for the follows, guys. Pin, Berkso, the True Blue, thanks for follows. Really appreciate it. We'll be showing a lot more stuff. What else do we have from the community? Let's have a look.
I'm gonna finish. I'm just gonna put this spicy roll into the game, and then we'll move on. Yeah. So we have. I renamed it Fauna Spicy Roll, so I don't override Crash's beautiful work. So I just kind of riffed off of his fire crab, and remixed it a little bit. And we really encourage you guys to do that, where you find something cool, especially the stuff that we ship with the game. We want you to use any art, any code, any sound, anything that you see to make your own stuff. Just like Crash did with the crab originally, he turned it into a fire, throwing crab, and now I've turned it into a delicious spicy roll. So we're gonna get that into the game right now by inserting, and now we have the spicy roll just annihilated a bird that flew through his fiery things there. So yeah, this is just an example of what can be done very quickly, you know, with art from a third guy, you know, who was in our community, you know, just posting
Collabs.
stuff. Yeah, collabing, you know, together. We have you know, this way of just dragging stuff in from the browser. So, well, we could show the next creature here, and this crab is kind of awesome, I have to say.
Change battery?
Oh, okay, so,
Alright, so
I have a
you
battery.
guys will be seeing me, just me, for a little bit.
Yep.
Oh, I'm not. I don't think I'm even on the. Me? Yeah. Excellent.
Got this. All right, so
Make me appear.
battery. Right
So we're just switching the battery real quick for one of the cameras. Thank
we
you
go.
for the follow, Zora. No, it's not Zora the Explorer, is it?
Zora the Explorer.
Zora
That'd be
as
awesome.
in the female protagonist in Zorro.
Okay.
If
very
Zora
cool.
would ever like give up and
And
just like
settle.
female Thor, you can have female Zora, which is Zora, right?
Excellent.
So,
So let me show another thing from the community. What else is the guy saying on the chat right now?
oh, some Nikolai Nikolaev is talking to me in Russian. He's saying "Ty меня можешь." Okay, Google Translate.
No, that's fine. We get the idea.
But
Hopefully-
thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate you Paruskis. You can ask me, I will translate in the right moments. Oh, that's great. Well, you can definitely help us translate the fellow Russians that are watching here.
Excellent.
Bacon. People are asking BaconBot, but we have
BaconBot should be in here. Yeah.
Yeah. So BaconBot is a great example of what you can do even if you do not know how to code. I personally made KappaBot, which is pretty much, you know, making some cool graphics and then applying them to an existing creature. That's a great way to start. It's one of the first tutorials that we have on the Steam Guides page for the Planetoid Pioneers Contributor Edition to kind of get used to how to create cool things. One of the first things you can do is, you know, give them a look.
Yeah, give him a different look. So
Yeah.
we've done that a couple of times with the heads and so on, but someone took it to a really delicious extreme here with the bacon bot. So he started with something that we had in the game already, which is the Flipbot, which is a very cool robot that looks awesome, but it's not as delicious as it could be looking, I guess. It has all these different layers and a lot of complexity going on. Each of his legs and arms have kind of a cover, and then there's like an underlying arm, limb, you know, part that gets revealed as he gets damaged, right? But when you replace these things with bacon, you know, the outer covers look a lot cooler. So if I scroll up and go back to BaconBot here, we have the BaconBot outer covers, you know, that just, and he added a beautiful eye to it as well, and then put a strip of bacon along his cannon.
Beautiful,
So
delicious.
it's super beautiful and delicious. And we'll see actually now if he went the full distance here and actually turned. So all these different pieces are named. So I can click on any of them, and then I double click on the actual thing. They're still called mechanicals. So I would suggest that the author of the BaconBot next time, or he can certainly update it and just drag it in again, and it'll automatically be updated for the Coliseum, where the Coliseum will spawn the new version of this. But yeah, when he drags stuff into the Discord channel here that we have, there's a separate bot that we have. Miro programmed up yesterday, a whole new rewrite of it that looks into this channel and grabs any image that gets pulled in and puts it in that Dropbox folder that the streaming computer actually is spawning. So we have that beautiful system going. So whenever the BaconBot guy author will maybe update these different parts from mechanicals material, which is not really appropriate for bacon. It doesn't sound so delicious. To flesh would be more close. It will have different properties. It will have different effects when you shoot them or break them or burn them. We should totally make like sizzling bacon, you know, sound effects.
Yes,
for the flesh.
but they can do that themselves and import
They can
them, right?
certainly, yeah. So they can, you know, you can add the sound effects and so on. There's sound sets down here, so there's actually none associated with the bacon right now, which is unfortunate. We could just add one that's called sizzle, and assign the different sounds. So we have a whole sound library here.
So
as
Row
well.
Arts is asking something. Is this editor just for the game, or something like Unreal Engine people can make their own games, just have to buy the editor?
That's a great question.
And maybe we should also like explain to you guys how we're selling this and why we're calling it the Contributor Edition.
Yeah,
while we're
yeah,
at it
totally.
then.
I think we should go into that. You're right. So what we're launching next week is the Contributor Edition of Planetoid Pioneers, and we're calling it that because it's a special edition that we're going to be charging actually more for than what the game eventually will cost when it exits the early access period. So if you are not interested in making or building or anything like that, you just want a great game, we encourage you to add us to the wish list, which you can do right now on the Steam page, and you will be notified when the game is actually done as a game. You know, it'll be a very polished experience that you can have a really good amount of fun in a solid amount of time. However, the Contributor Edition, if you have any kind of interest in doing the stuff that I'm doing here by actually building things, remixing, collaborating with other people, you should seriously consider the Contributor Edition, because there's a lot of reasons. We list them out on the Steam page why we're charging more in the beginning, because you have an opportunity, among other things, opportunity to get your stuff into the official game. If you make something that's cool enough that we think should be in the official game, we will put it in there and put your name in the credits of the game, with your permission, of course. The other thing is that you will be first on this Steam Workshop we'll talk about in a second, where you can publish to the Steam Workshop. There's a whole free workshop where anyone can subscribe for free. If your thing is good enough, though, you can submit it to us for consideration to be put into the curated Steam Item Workshop, where there's a price tag on it, and only the very best stuff will be in there.
Because we will select it. We will
Yeah,
handpick
we will select only the best stuff that meets a very high standard for quality and the way it's put together and the art and everything. So if you're not good at making one of these pieces shine, you can collaborate with someone else, and you guys will actually split that revenue between each other and us and Valve. You know, there's a price tag on everything, and when those things get sold, we all share in those revenues, and you will be splitting the biggest piece of the pie with us. So it's a pretty cool thing to be able to get in on early on during this contributor community kind of period that we're going to have during early access.
Maybe it's good to show how our blueprint technology actually works. I've seen a couple of drag and drops, Dan, but I think it's maybe very important to note, guys, that everything that you make in this game, you know, we refer to it as a blueprint, but what is the actual physical blueprint?
So it really is both. So there's two things that are types of assets in the game. There's blueprints and there's scenes. Scenes are the different planetoids. So we have two different libraries here. One is a scene library, and those are all the planetoids that we have, and we can double click on any of these and load it. So, you know, if I just double click on this guy, it'll load the Plutos planetoid, and we're on it and we're playing it right away. That is saved into, you know, I'll talk about that in a second. So the other one was the blueprint. So there's the blueprint library that I've been looking in already. All these different things that you've seen moving around in the game are these blueprints, which are they contain everything about a robot, a creature, a weapon, anything that moves in the game. Honestly, is a blueprint. So the crab and so on. When you save one of these things, so you made a change, you made some cool stuff, you hit save, it becomes a blueprint. But on your disk, it becomes a packed PNG, as we call it. So we can actually look at these things in our, you know, with our browser here on our disk, and these just look like images. They really are just a PNG file with some extra stuff in there. So as you can see, this is a preview of this car test. Has a little image of the car and some stats about it. But at the end of this file, there's a bunch of binary data that we add that only the game understands. It has all the high-res textures, all the audio, all the scripts, all the physics properties, and how things are put together are all in this one file, completely independent of anything else. So if you send this to a friend and he drags it into the game, or you post it on Discord or whatever, and you add that to this, he adds it to the simulation, that vehicle comes to life as you had built it completely. So these things are very powerful because, you know, they're just images. They show up in web browsers just as an image, but when the thing is dragged out of the browser, the whole thing comes down and comes to life. So those are the things that you can then sell on the workshop. So Does that answer your question?
I think that's pretty clear, right?
Good, good. So
if you guys have any other questions, just drop them in the stream. Don't forget to follow us, because this is one of the many broadcasts that we have ahead of us.
yeah.
What other community stuff do we have to highlight? I'm seeing a very recent evolved crab right there.
Yeah, so someone just, I think at the beginning of this stream today at 3,
Yeah, just like
he just did a spike crab, so we've never seen this
Nautilus.
before. Yeah,
did it.
Nautilus in the community made this crab, and we're just adding. Oh, it's a big old crab. I love
it's
it.
alive too.
It's alive, yeah, and it
It's
has
going
the
to
motion.
its brother, but I'm not sure if
yeah, he's
that's
not gonna like it. Oh, it's a warm welcome. Oh, half his face.
That was a very warm
Oh,
welcome.
it's like the shell is only left. That's amazing.
Oh, you make the shell more powerful. See, that's the kind of cool stuff you can do. You can actually make certain pieces more stronger than
Yeah.
others, and that he pretty much like that's his bones.
It
left
depends on
right
the
there.
material. So once
Yeah.
I dragged it in once, that Nautilus crab has been added automatically to the library here, and I can drag him in at any time. I can open him up in the tools and remix him. I can do, I can make a simple change here, which is just to kind of hue shift the colors on this crab. So I can make him a red crab if I want to, or pink. Yeah, pink crab. That's even better. So once I've made a change, I can either save over the existing one, or I can make him a different name and hit save. So now I've created a pink version of this guy right next to the previous one, and it's a good example of how easy it is to remix. So we have two now. We have the fauna spiked crab pink and the original one, and I can then drag him into the scene, and now we have a pink crab that is identical in every other way except for the color, right? But it's a fun way to show that we can make these changes very quickly. And now, in a way, since I saved this last, I am able to upload this to the workshop. So I can do that now if that's a good time for this. What do you think, Vlad?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so we've been talking about, and we've been showing how you can drag and drop stuff in very easily, in and out of the game, and completely freely. There's no restrictions on what you can do or copy or whatever, and that's beautiful for collaboration and just learning and having fun. However, if you want to immediately have an audience for the stuff that you make, that is larger, hopefully going to be larger than your circle of friends that you know personally, you can publish this to the workshop at any time. So this in here, we have the Steam Workshop little tab. I just click on that, and I select the thing that I worked on, right? So this pink version of the crab, I saved last, and I'm able to create an item out of it, workshop item. The previous one, I'm not able to because it says it's not saved by you. You weren't the last one to mess with this thing. So with the pink one, I can create the item right now. I can set it to visibility of public, and we'll talk about this checkbox, the curated checkbox, in a second. But now I'm literally publishing this thing to the workshop with one button press, which is I have not seen before. So
Nope.
we have created this thing now that is in the workshop. I can show it in the workshop. It goes right there, right away. Actually, we have no. There it is. Beautiful. So the crab is now in the workshop and live right now. Anyone can go in there who has the game and has an account on Steam and so on. They can rate it up and down. They can favorite, and they can subscribe to it. Anything I publish myself automatically gets subscribed by me, but I can show if I unsubscribe to this crab. Well, first of all, let's show what it means to subscribe to something. So
Throne King is asking what the end point to the game is going to be. Now, that's a great question. We'll get into that pretty soon. I would recommend looking at the Steam page, but everything you're looking at right now is the underlying technology of a legitimate game that we're developing, and that you as a community will be able to contribute to and help us develop during Steam Early Access.
yeah, so I seem to have a little bit of a problem here. It might be that I'm running the wrong version of the engine right now. I'm gonna fire up the other one, but I already did publish to Steam. You saw it was in Steam. Somehow it's not showing up in my library yet. It could be a delay just as well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back here and see if I can load it up on my other version of Steam. So this I actually launched off of Steam, and it's not the latest version. So I'm gonna
Thanks for
launch
calling up the
one.
Steam page for us, Bob Films. I can't do that often enough.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, anyone who's interested in this, yeah, we would love for you guys to go to our Steam page. It's on the stream, and you can see there. Where is this guy? Sorry, I'm losing my track of yeah, you can add it to the wish list, right, for the next week. So let's see, where is the thing I want here? Yeah, so I'm just gonna actually run the latest code here, and we hopefully can get the workshop running. So we're you're gonna see how the sausage is made in the sausage factory here. This is the source code for Planetoid Pioneers on the engine. So we're running the build off of the very latest here, and hopefully it'll be launching or getting the stuff off of the Steam subscription. We already have people actually in the community subscribing and publishing stuff.
I actually have an interesting
yesterday.
question
Go
from.
ahead.
Well, it's not a question, but it's a statement. But I think we need to clarify it.
Sure.
Scumbag Prince is asking. So all you have to do is change the color and call it your own. Is there a way that you can have it so it gives credit to the user whose creation you have
Yes.
modified?
Yes.
This is something that is very close to our hearts to make sure we do right.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much detail we want to go into that about, but we are on top of that.
Yeah,
Scumbag
I'll go
Prince.
into enough detail
Yeah.
to make him feel rest assured that we are on top of it. So we do, when you guys submit something to the workshop and you upload it to the free workshop, there's going to be a lot of that happening. There's going to be a lot of people uploading all kinds of stuff. There's going to be stuff, you know, that is not appropriate for the workshop or anyone to see. Those things are going to get flagged by the community. So people are going to see that something is inappropriate or a blatant ripoff of something else, and so on and so forth, and flag it, and it's going to get removed eventually. The thing with when it comes to the curated workshop, that's when it's more touchy, right? Like we have to really look into these things and see how they were made and where they came from, and you know, if someone just changed the color on something, you know, and submitted that, it's not going to be a legitimate thing. We have our ways to actually see who put effort into making these things. So there's history that we can look into that will aid us in this, that we've thought ahead of this kind of issue. So I am still not seeing. Let's see here if I can fire up the workshop and see what I have subscribed to here. I might be maybe I'm not logged into Steam properly. Let's see if I can do this. But here we have the ready-to-use items. I can browse whatever else has been published before by our testers and other folks in the community. We already have MD Reptiles thing in here. G Bates 0.0 has his Lambo in here. So let's see if I can subscribe to this and see if it pulls up. And it should. Can you ask the guys who have been using the workshop already? So I subscribed to this guy, and if the subscription stuff worked for their version.
Yeah, so if there are any of our fellow pioneers looking, please let us know what your experience is with the workshop up until now.
Yeah,
I'm seeing that
it certainly has been working.
Kaus Landler's watching. I'm not sure if Kaus Landler actually tried. Kaus Landler, if you want to, please try on live stream. We'd love to hear your feedback right now,
Yeah.
since we have everybody watching anyways.
Right. So there seems to be some kind of connection issue for me right now. It worked yesterday beautifully. So what I can walk through what happens though. So there's the main library here. That is the stuff that you have locally on your hard drive that we've been adding to by just dragging and dropping stuff in. Subscriptions, this is where the stuff shows up that you have subscribed to. Where there should be several items here, but there's not right now. And they actually override the things over here. So when you then have something in the game that has this name, and they're overridden by the workshop, the workshop item will appear instead of the local object. And we've thought of all the different edge cases there where, you know, you've published something, you're subscribing to it, and so on. There's a lot of different scenarios that we've walked through and tested already. There again, it seems to be some kind of connection issue here, but they would show up here and override the things in here. Also, the current scene, which is the third tab here, is the stuff that's been saved with the scene. So if I fire up another scene that has more things in it, let's do Bindeloid. The blueprints, when you create a scene, so you've seen right now that the blueprints we can edit and we can save into individual PNGs. The entire scenes work the same way. So the entire worlds that you have here, like this entire thing with all its textures and all its stuff, and all the blueprints even that are placed in here, gets saved into one file. So I can show you that here. The Bindeloid just sits on my hard drive, and it looks like a PNG file. I open it. It looks like a PNG file in any image editor. It's a low resolution thing, but it is about 16 megs because it contains all the high-res textures, all the audio, all the blueprints that were embedded in it. So when you make some world that you want or an experience that you want your friends to check out, ooh, I just blew my head off by making a mistake there. So the things that are embedded with the scene are also in the current scene. So they also override the things in your local library only temporarily. So you see when you scroll down here in the blueprint library, we have certain things that have a kind of X over it, and it says overridden by current scene because it exists in here. This chest, the version of this chest that you have made for your scene that has a certain behavior and so on, you want it to be embedded with that scene that you are now sending to your fan.
Kauslander has some stuff up on the workshop. Can you
Yes.
send us the link, Kauslander? Just do it through, send it to Dan through Discord, or just publish it on Discord in the general chat.
Just put it in the chat, in the general, if you can, so I can
He
click on it.
says, I believe my newest version of Beefworm is up there. And CS Potts is asking, what is the logic behind overriding local creations with subscription ones? Like if I subscribe to Pink Crab,
Yeah.
but I already had my own Pink Crab, would that not override a potentially different object?
And when I say override, it doesn't overwrite. That's an important distinction, right? So it overrides temporarily, which means that, you know, if you subscribe to something on the workshop, we figure that you're interested in playing with that thing.
Like this, right? Like it's two different. It's
Yeah.
the two different words.
Yeah, exactly.
It's override versus overwrite.
Yeah. So nothing gets lost on your local on your local hard drive. It's just overridden temporarily. So if you want to be editing your thing that is overridden, you can still double click it and edit it and do whatever you want with it, and you can even insert it into the scene. But the whole idea is that, you know, we figured that you're going to be more interested in having something that you subscribe to actively. You know, that's what you want to be playing with. You know, it's very easy for you to just make a change to your local thing and save it under a different name, and now you can play with it however you want.
Yep.
So that's the logic behind it. It's just a simplified way of dealing with, you know, multiple people working with multiple things that might be slightly different. But this is a pretty clear way of showing that subscriptions override the stuff in the main library, and the current scene stuff overrides everything else as well on top of it. So
I think
there's a hierarchy.
What is interesting to note, guys, is that we only have 7 minutes left
Yeah.
on the front page.
Yeah.
So
let's-
one of the things I actually want to surprise all of you guys with, because we've had this question quite a lot. People are asking, guys, you know, will this run well on Mac? Will this run well? People were like, oh, there's frame drops. I mean, yes, that most likely was the stream, and even if there were frame drops, this is still something that we're continuously developing and improving. And there might be bugs because we're adding stuff. We're continuously adding stuff too.
No, they're not. It's not. There might be bugs. There are bugs.
There are bugs.
Tons of
Okay,
bugs.
we're just gonna admit
However, you haven't seen the game crash once yet, so we're very proud of how robust the
Or the
engine
arena,
is. Or the arena, yeah.
that runs 24/7.
Yeah.
You know, it's the laptop we ran it on that gave up, not the game.
Yeah, it was overheating, so that was a different issue. The technology we're using ourselves, we are eating our own dog food, as they call it, because we want to make sure that we can build a game with it ourselves, and it can be robust enough for someone to actually make something awesome. Drew, can we get the main screen on, please? Yeah, thank you.
Dan's on the main screen. I'm
Yeah.
on the side screen. I am going to. So Dan, maybe you can show.
So
like
we have been traveling to different conventions for a year plus now. Mostly Vlad, honestly, he's been living out of his suitcase. He's been drumming up interest from a lot of very exciting partners with us,
Yeah.
including Microsoft, Intel, NVIDIA, which we're going to talk about right now, and many others, Qualcomm, and so on, where we show them the technology we've built that we've just shown you guys, and they're excited as well because we have something completely unique going on here that they could see on their platforms that would be a powerful thing. So
I think it's valuable to know, you know, like NVIDIA has always been known for their graphics efforts, but they actually have their own hardware now too. So what Dan is actually holding is one of the NVIDIA Shield tablets. And since we have our own technology with the Crush 2D engine that we spent, you know, so much time working and building Planetoid Pioneers on top of, you know, we have a dedicated porting guy. Shout out to Chris Kruger, who's our team member from down under in Australia. And I love how you're doing your hand modeling thing there, Dan. You were a hand model once, weren't you?
Yeah, well, let's not talk about
That's
that.
a long
Let's not talk
story.
about that.
But
That's where
anyways,
this thing,
so it's cool we got these tablets from them, but it's not just the gear that we're showing off. It's the
Shiny.
fact that we actually have something running on it now. So you might see a very familiar screen if you've had access to the build, to the test build of Planetoid Pioneers. That's the Crush 2D logo right there, starting up with my fingerprints on top of it.
Oh yeah, good job.
And there's something that's going to suddenly pop up as well, which is Planetoid Pioneers.
Okay,
and we
so
did
this
not
is
just
out of
port,
focus, but I
we
can
just not
focus it.
just port the game, we ported the engine, and that's a very important thing to note. Now we are showing it on a very powerful tablet. You know, the NVIDIA Shield tablet is not your
I don't think I have
average.
any control on
It
this.
has a Tegra chip inside for graphics. It's super powerful. Dan the hands CS Spot is saying.
Very nice.
And you can see that, you know, the game runs. Actually, the controls are not yet supported, but one button push can actually cause things to happen. We
What is-
might
what is the
show.
button push? Do you know?
So let me see.
We literally got this running. Like now we got these tablets.
So if I can actually, if I hold down.
Okay.
Wait, I'm gonna use my little.
Where? Oh, where? Yeah, that's fine. I'll focus.
Let me see. If I actually use one of my fingers, I can actually.
He's
I
fat
discovered
fingering
the.
this.
Yeah, my chubby sausage fingers.
So we literally got this running on here just now. Like literally, this tablet came in yesterday,
Yeah.
and so we don't have any of the controls running, but it is running at how many frames a second? It's 13 frames a second right now. Oh,
Yeah.
there is movement. There is movement.
There is controls,
Yeah.
but I don't know how to control it right now.
Yeah,
It does
he-
respond
he-
to touch
See,
controls.
there's a little
already.
guy. He's like crawling. He was crawling for a second. If I
Yeah.
go in here. There's
So
these-
progress.
So we can't actually exit out to Coliseum, but it is running. It is like drawing, and the little guy was moving a second ago.
Yeah, so that's great news for us. I mean, I'm not expecting most of
You
you guys
see
to be
the-
game developers, but actually seeing your character run on a new device,
Yeah, it's
on a
flashy.
different platform, running
There's
on
the,
Android is a huge achievement.
Yeah,
I-
we are stoked about this because this is, I mean, this is magic for us because our whole engine runs on Android. That was a very, very challenging port for Chris to pull off.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna get this guy. It's good. I think that's focus again on me. Nice. So this is kind of what we wanted to wrap up with to show that the Crush 2D engine actually runs on Android now. We're working on iOS as well.
Yep.
You know, and OS. You know, Mac is already up and running. Linux is not far away. I think for our launch on Contributor Edition next week, we're gonna have Windows and Mac on launch. Linux is coming shortly thereafter. This will probably. Oh, he's still crawling. He's crawling across.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna
it's
have to-
responding. It's responding to
Yeah,
to
the guy is-
controls.
Yeah, you got it.
Thanks, Chachu.
So he's crawling onto the rock. He's trying to at least. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I love
Focus back
these
on me.
tablets because you can actually live stream with Twitch on
Oh,
such
yeah.
a tablet. It's insane. So, and we are working on touch controls as well. It's something we haven't been able to demo with this particular build, but you will be able to have touch controls if you have a touch-supported laptop. Coincidentally, one by Intel, then you will have that coming up pretty soon.
Yeah,
as well.
so we just got touch controls working for Windows really well, and editing the scene is super fun actually with your finger just to swish around. I could just grab my laptop and show
Yeah,
them
just
that.
do it.
Yeah,
I
let me
mean,
see.
we are
Let's squeeze by
going
here.
to. I think we're off of the front page, anyways, but we still have you guys watching. Thank you so much for sticking around. I am going to do a massive raffle, so make sure to use !raffle. And I'm just gonna like give Steam keys away like endlessly right now. So. Yeah, thank you so much. I did get one important question we should
Okay,
answer from
front screening.
Duna Luna, Dan. Are they abandoning Cortex Command? Are we abandoning Cortex Command?
Yeah, so that's a great
How do
question.
we
We
answer
get
that?
it all over and over again. You know, Cortex Command has been in the works for 14 years now, and we are still working on it. We are coming out with a new update fairly soon. We're going to do a little cross promotion between it and Planetoid Pioneers. It's a substantial update though, so the Cortex Command fans should feel like it's not been abandoned completely. I will have to say though, you know, we are focusing on the next game. I mean, you can only work on a project for so long, and yeah, switch to to front here so we can show the, I'm going to turn the sound down on this guy and turn up the light and turn off the lighting. Here we have this running on my little laptop, and some focus would be good. Yes, thank you. And I'm going to go to, here that's not working. A second. Get to the touch.
And don't forget to follow, because following
Okay, this
actually
one.
increases your chances for the raffle. Thank you, Shintoksu.
Here.
Shintoksu.
Can
Yeah, I said that
you
right. Potato
get
Boy.
focus working there? Yeah, nice.
And Zero
Okay.
Map. Thank you so much for
Cool.
following us.
So here, I'm going to do this looking at the stream. This is going to be, no, it's going to work. Let me see if I
Well,
can
we're
get
improvising.
here.
This is
We're
totally
improvising. This was not
Ah.
planned, but I'm gonna make
I
it
love it.
happen. Is it focusing? Okay, cool. So, okay, that's the EULA. We're gonna make that go away. Here, accept, boom, and make that go away. And I can show you now
Oh, thanks for
how we can
follows,
edit
guys.
the
Suicide
scene.
Squatch.
Wow,
My sweet
don't have enough hands for
Base.
this. But
Just right. You need a hand?
yeah, if someone can hold the
Oh,
laptop.
we got,
oh,
we got
Ben,
our
nice.
hand model Ben
Thank you.
joining in as well,
Thank you.
gentlemen.
So,
ladies and gentlemen.
You can actually edit very well. I mean, if you're not trying to show this to a camera on a stream, you can actually go in here and edit with your hand super responsively, have a lot of fun with it, make a copy of that, put it over here, make a hill for him, and make it, you know, like, okay, so now we want to play test this. We turn off the editor, and then I can run backwards up this hill. If I want to make another change, I just go whoop and make a little weird crevice there for him, and then he's inside the terrain. As soon as I unpause, you know, the things get popped out, and we can see what it looks like with the lighting and everything. But yeah, so you see how easy it is to edit stuff with my finger, which is really quite fun. I can rotate, scale.
CS Spots
put
likes the
things
stretching and bending mechanic. Yeah, thanks,
wherever.
man.
Yeah, so you know, it actually makes things very reusable. So we have a lot of terrain things here. You know, if I drag something in from the texture library, I can make. Oh, is it better that way?
Yeah.
Good.
It's hard for you to see it.
Yeah, no, it's all good. I got it. So you can see how you can make, you know, different type looking spikes out of here.
There we go.
Is that good? Yeah. Nice. So we have different type looking spikes just from one texture. I can keep dragging new things in here and make, you know, things that I then can interact with. You know, this is now a wall that blocks my progress. But yeah, so that's an example of the editor in use with my fingers. So touch laptops, tablets are really good for this. This is not the Android version. This is the Windows version. You know, it's a Windows tablet here or laptop. But it shows the power of the editors that, you know, we can
Thanks,
mess around with
Shintaksu.
and have a lot of fun with. So at PAX East, we're going to have a bunch of these. And I think we're done with this now. Oh, my legs are burning.
Yeah, that was an exercise.
Yeah.
Who
so-
said streaming on Twitch was easy?
Right. But yeah, so with these touch
Oh.
laptops that are fairly popular now, you can do all this kind of fun stuff.
Yeah, so don't
So-
forget to follow us, guys. Like, we just improvised that completely. We didn't even plan to show this.
Yeah.
We got these, like, NVIDIA tablets in yesterday. Intel is supporting us at PAX East with some amazing Lenovo Touch laptops, which will allow you to try out the Touch yourself. And, oh, I love this whole hand modeling action here.
He's actually
Yeah, things
scrolling
are working.
through-
Things are moving.
Yeah, his fingers
you know,
scrolling
so-
through.
So it's good. It's good.
Um,
I'm excited to get to work
yeah,
with
the
that.
glare is pretty dramatic from the. But yeah, we have it running
It
on
has
Android.
HDMI out, so if we have any
Shield.
updates on that, we will be able to show you guys live and, of course, make videos of it too.
I guess
So,
shiny.
how come I've never heard of this project? Because clearly I've not done a good enough job. That's been my responsibility, damage.
We've been doing this for 7 years now.
Well,
We've
you
been
found
working
out
kind
now.
of, and only in the last year or two have we been really pushing it. You know, it's been a work in progress for such a long time that it's also, you know, it's exciting because not a lot of projects, games in general, take more than a couple of years. There are some indies now who are kind of on the same wavelength as us, you know, where they make stuff over very long periods of time. Chris Hecker of Spy Party is one example. Mark Ten Bosch of Miyagakure, which I
Yeah, they
always,
just launched, didn't they, recently?
Miyagakure? I
Yeah.
don't know if he did, but he's been working on that for 5-6 years at least, I think. And it's a new way of, or a different way of working. Instead of trying to push something out really quickly, because of budgetary constraints and so on. We instead are very lightweight. You know, we don't have an office, central
No,
office.
it's not
or
out
anything.
yet. Yeah. You're
Yeah,
right.
so we can make the games over a longer period of time, which makes them more unique and interesting. Because if you make your own technology, which all these guys I mentioned did, it's a foundation that you can build a more unique game on. You know, I think it's really wonderful that there's engines out there like Unreal and Unity. There's an incredible amount of variety that you can build within those frameworks. There are limitations, however. You know, we could not build Planetoid Pioneers with Unity 2D because they are using a physics engine that doesn't support destructibility. So that's one of the things that we discovered 7 years ago, that we want stuff to happen in the game that we couldn't find off the shelf, so we had to build it ourselves.
And that's kind of reminding me of one very important thing. Since we're launching, I totally forgot to mention the Thunderclap campaign that we have. Now, what is Thunderclap? I'm going to post a link right now in the chat, and we'd really appreciate your support in this. And I'll make sure to like give a lot of. I can give away, Steam keys to whoever signs up as well, because I can see if you signed up or not. But we would love to have you guys help with us with our Thunderclap campaign. It's kind of like Kickstarter, but instead of pledging money, you pledge a tweet. We're actually very close to finishing our campaign. We're looking for 100 supporters. We're at 60 now. So, Thunderclap is a warrior spell, Terran is live says. Thank you so much. It's useful. Let's see if it actually works. But if you guys support us on Thunderclap, I will do a raffle with everyone who supports us there as well. So feel free to click the link, and it's actually very easy to commit. You will get your Twitter account to post the message that we created, or one that you create yourself. It's really safe. A lot of indies actually use it. It's our first time using it, so we're very curious to see what kind of effect it's going to have. But you're going to see that we already have had a lot of supporters, and also pretty big game developers help us out with this campaign, and we would really appreciate your help to support us with our Thunderclap. So I'm actually making that into a command as well, so I can post it.
Since I'm moving, you can get a lock on me.
Really appreciate that.
Otherwise, you would be atomizing me right there. Yeah. So as long as I'm in motion. So we decided to start racing a little bit again here, and Ben's back in action with us. Oh man, half my head is gone. I'm gonna just drive. Yeah. So you see how it tries to right you. Yeah, it tries to right you with the jets. There you are. So now I can actually shoot you. Oh, I shot you. Oh, your vehicle came apart, and you have one wheel left. Nice, nice. Oh, there you are. Okay. Oh man, you fell out completely. All right. So you have one more chance here to win. Oh man, don't do it. Yes. Oh, you are the worst luck. You did not.
Where's my nitro?
Exactly. Yeah, you need a nitro, which you could totally add. Like that could be a vehicle that has like nitro feature that would just boost it forward. So, anything can be made really that you can think of. We certainly haven't bumped up to. Okay,
So
I'm gonna.
What's the jump? I don't understand.
There's up and down. Is just kind of different.
Bouncy boings?
Yeah.
Oh jeez.
So this vehicle
Okay,
is.
this is trash.
Yeah, this is a
Literally trash.
carbon fiber vehicle. Okay, we can restart so you don't have like that handicap. Okay, that's that one.
My dad.
Wait,
Oh.
that's me, I think. Yeah. So okay, you're the pink guy. It's a little confusing how it switches every time. We just made this pick up and play, so you can just start wiggling any stick. Nice loop you did there. All right, I'm gonna probably help you out here, or maybe not. I'm gonna just ride over you mercilessly. Yeah. Oh damn, you're like trapping me now. Okay, so.
I'm raffling
You're
away
just
in
like,
the meantime, guys, so don't forget to follow us.
So we have
because that does increase your
another
odds
chance
to
here.
get a Cortex Command key.
So, yeah. So this whole thing was built by the 19-year-old Max Kreister in Germany. Oh, you didn't come back. Oh no, that's yeah.
Not far.
Next one. There's a piece of your vehicle here blocking my way. So there we go. Now, yeah, it flew ahead of. Yours is the good thing it has a roll cage, right? Because that's protecting you. Yeah.
Nothing protects you in
I
Planetoid
could shoot you in
Pioneers.
the face right now. Yeah, you were in my way. You're dead. Yeah, your head is actually gone. And now, since you're still, I can absorb the resources in you and get it out of the way. I don't think so. We have a thing we probably need to improve is that once you spawn here, you spawn. Oh, since you're dead, you can't actually resist. Yeah. So I think we should have you actually respawn I don't know. We'll think, because last time your corpse actually respawned there, so like you
Oh,
were
right.
driving the vehicle without a head, and not actually having control. But
Yeah.
that was a terrible race. 72 seconds. That was like probably
Yes.
the worst.
Feel free to ask us any questions if you have any, guys.
Yeah.
We're done with our
do
big
a,
showcase. You know, some of you guys are dropping off, which
see
is
what we
totally
can try.
fine.
Let's
Thanks
try
for,
the robots.
for,
Can you do the robot?
checking in with us.
Yeah,
Don't forget to
try that.
follow.
So now
and,
we're
you know, we're just
we're those.
showcasing the
It's
game
one more
continuously.
second.
We're
Yeah,
not on
there
the
you
front page of Twitch anymore, but we
So,
are listening to
I
you
can
guys. If you have
freeze
any
you.
questions,
You can freeze
ask
me with
away.
the trigger, right trigger.
It's all good.
Oh, nice. These are like, they skate. They have like rollerblades. Oh man, that's my face. So they turn more blue, and your joints will actually freeze up.
Hey Dan, it's our good friend Lily from the UK who helped me out at
Oh, I have no legs.
EGX.
Yeah, you're.
Thanks for tuning
so-
in, Lily.
Hi Lily, how
yeah,
you doing?
she's saying, so great to see how much you have developed
Oh,
since
gosh.
EGX. Awesome
Oh,
how
gosh.
PP works on touchscreen. I love it. I'm glad you do.
Yeah, thanks. So yeah, what happens when we freeze?
Oh,
We
no,
become
no
brittle, and that's what happened to your legs. So they just like they got, you know, just something touched them. We're just freezing each other. Like, this is the end of the world. Oh man. So if something hit us, like, let me just demonstrate that real quick.
Drop a rock on us.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna drop a rock on our heads, because that would be hilarious.
Or a car.
Or
Oh,
car, yeah. Let's
Sorry,
do that.
Fustron. What was your question?
Here's the car.
I'm a bit overwhelmed. I'm trying to do like giveaways and answer you guys.
Yeah.
Ah,
So
Dan.
yeah, Crush 2D.
Fustron is asking, can I get the editing suite after the release? I love building, but I really don't want to pay $40 right now.
Yes, so that's a great question. We are actually, and this will sound, I think, well, first of all, let's just say thanks to Ben. He needs to
Yeah,
run.
thanks, guys.
So
Oh,
thanks for
appreciate it.
coming by
Yeah,
and playing a
awesome.
little
So
more.
much fun.
Yeah, so it really was a lot of fun.
By
And-
the way, we'll be streaming also gameplay of your game. I think
Oh,
Derek's
really?
will be doing that.
Very cool,
tomorrow
very cool.
On our
So, well, yeah,
Twitch,
what's your channel?
and then, Game Collab.
Game
on
Collab.
Twitch.
So
Yeah.
Twitch TV/Game Collab. Check it out
Yeah,
tomorrow.
check it out. All part of this whole month, we'll be doing that. So if you can't get enough from these guys, come to
Yeah.
our channel.
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
can
yeah.
See more Derek will
Sweet.
be doing that. So,
Awesome.
Awesome.
Well, thanks
See
for
you
coming by. Yeah.
Take care.
So the question was, will the tools be included later? And the current plan is yes. Even after the early access period, we're gonna drop the price of it's gonna be the not special edition anymore. It's gonna be Planetoid Pioneers period, it would still include all the tools. So you would think, like, why would I spend $40 now? You know. And we lay out the reasons for why we think there's a lot of value in getting in now, kind of on the ground floor during our early access period. It's on our Steam page. I can go over the major points again. The coolest thing is that you have the opportunity to get your stuff into the official game during this early access period. So once it actually exit early access, there's a good chance, if you put the effort and your talent into it and really try to make something cool, we will want to actually put it into the official game, and you will have credits in the game, in a real game that's shipped out there, and you can put that on your resume. You know, it's a pretty neat thing. We have a lot of cool plans for this credits. You know, it's probably going to be a little more than just your name in the game. We might do something fun with that. We haven't announced it yet, but we have some fun plans there. But that's just one of the things. One of the other reasons is that you're going to be able to publish your stuff on the workshop. Be one of the first to actually get your creations up on the workshop in general, the free workshop. And if it's, again, really good stuff, we would consider it for the curated workshop, where you can actually start making money on this. So those extra $20 that you would be paying up front instead of waiting, you could very likely get that back quite quickly if you actually got your stuff into the curated workshop. This is not a guarantee. We're going to be very picky about what we put into the curated workshop. It's going to have to be really high quality, because we want people, whoever goes into the item store and opens their wallet for this, we want them to know that they're going to get something really awesome. You know, everything in there is going to, whether it's a cool weapon or it's a robot, it's a creature, or it's a whole planetoid, it's going to be top-notch stuff. And it's going to have a very reasonable pricing for it as well. We haven't nailed down the pricing yet, but we're talking a couple of bucks, for these things. If enough people get into this game and get into this project, and it grows enough, there's going to be quite a marketplace for these items. And if you're one of the first people who get in on this early on, your items are going to be, some of the first things in there, and then they're going to be very popular, you know, and then hopefully a lot of
And
people
you'll be
will
the
buy them.
most skilled with our editor. You'll have our personal
Exactly.
support. I mean,
Exactly.
what do you think?
That's
It's-
actually
you
yeah.
guys will have a direct line with us. You'll have your own
Yeah.
exclusive channel on our Discord server to talk with us directly, give us feedback. So it is a very collaborative effort. That's how we're trying to push the early access processes. You not just write down your feedback or give us a review. We will listen, but you can also materialize your ideas and creativity. You know, the idea of actually having a tablet to work on is also the idea that you can do it during your commute. You can come home and you can refine whatever you did with
Yep.
your touch controls on your computer if you want to. So we
Yeah.
are supporting Mac and Linux as well. They're, you know, in development, and that's the power of having our own technology,
Yeah.
right, Dan?
So yeah, and absolutely. And Vlad brought up a good point also here, is that during our early access period, we are going to be a lot more engaged with the contributor community that we're hoping will emerge. You know, it's already happening, but it's going to be growing during our early access period. If you're part of this contributor community by buying the contributor edition, special edition of Planetoid Pioneers, and paying a little bit extra, that's the third reason I could mention, which Vlad just went into, is that you're going to have a direct line to the developers. You're going to be in the same community and same kind of growing thing where you can interact with us, not only give us feedback, but send us stuff. We can send you stuff back. We can look at it. You know, we're going to have limited bandwidth at some point. You know, we're only so many people helping out, but we will be there and try to be as active as possible. After the early access period is over, and this starts selling for you know, a lot less than the $40. We're planning at $20 right now. It's not nailed down, but it's going to be significantly less than the $40 that we are starting the special edition with. Then there won't be as much of a chance to interact with us, because we're hoping that there's going to be a lot of people buying this game, and we can't, you know, cater to all these people and their questions and so on. We will be building. The one thing I can mention, Drew, can you get us to the main screen, please?
We're building a lot of stuff to support you guys.
Yeah, so as soon as you hit F1 anywhere in the game, there's a little welcome message here that this will actually start featuring stuff from the community more. We're going to have a welcome page here that is a lot more interesting than just my face and a video. It's going to be community videos and contributor content that is cool that we want to highlight. In the help, you have like some basic help stuff for the game, just kind of controls and so on. We're going to flesh this out as well. But in the guides, which is the interesting part, it actually it launched a separate tab here when I hit that button. In here, we already have guides for you to get into for doing all kinds of stuff with the editor. So if you want to add a hat to a Pioneer, you can just click this guide and start reading about the step-by-step instructions that, again, Max, one of our team members, and others in the community.
Also known as Sauerkraut.
Sauerkraut, yeah, he's fun. So this is a very step-by-step, you know, like you saw, our editors are not watered down in any way. They are professional grade. I mean, this is what we use to build everything in the game with. They're actually a lot better than what developers would normally make for themselves to make games with, because, you know, they don't need to make them as polished and
they have the pressure of the deadline of actually
Exactly.
releasing the game. You know,
Yeah.
we've slow cooked this editor for a reason, and if you've ever spent a significant amount of time on any kind of hobby or project, you will know and remember that taking the time to do things also gives you the time to think. And the power of this editor, which I've personally experienced during my trips around the world, visiting more than 15 countries in the last year, kind of like trying to show this in Asia, in South America, I went to Brazil and all that stuff, is, you know, if something happens in the game industry or in the market of video games, our editor has allowed us to already make significant changes to our direction and strategy because we've built that solid foundation for ourselves.
Yeah. So and this solid foundation that Vlad's talking about is what we also want to build these, and we'll continue to build these guides for you to get started and get into it during our early access period here. You know, that we can also help you if you have any questions or there's things that are unclear here. You know, if you're in this early stage, there's going to be a lot more bandwidth on our end to actually address your questions and so on. You know, later on, if there's a lot of people playing this game and the community, we hope, will then kind of
I think they already are stepping in.
Yeah,
like,
they
I
are,
wanna
and
just
it's at that point, it's already happening.
You know, I want to thank all of our pioneers, and like I'm guessing a lot of you guys are already watching, but you know, Chaos Landler, Gracchio, JG, Phoenix, Kermit, who's our housemate Chris, Magikarp, Mimic, Nautilus, Nexus, Protodax, Sose, the Balloon Girl, Toylor, Ingvar. I mean, these guys have just shown so much support, and they've you know they're chatting with you guys here in the stream. Kaus Landler's been great. Thank you for that. You know, these guys seem to know what's going on and are the the extensions of our voice, and they've been super supportive and helping out people in Discord that have rolled into the community or just read their mailbox and saw that they got invited to the Pioneer program. So we hope that we can scale this up naturally, and you know the price point is indirectly a barrier for people as well who just want to play a game, and you have the benefit of only dealing with the people in the community who are genuinely interested in what we're doing. So that's what you're paying for as well, which is not like that's the unintentional bonus that you're getting with this. Same thing with the Kickstarter. If you back something, you know, this is Steam Early Access is started out as a glorified Kickstarter, but you know a lot of people have gone into different directions, and we want to make our own mark on what early access means and what we can give back to you guys for supporting us early.
Really the nutshell of what we're trying to do here is that modding has been a powerful thing in the games industry and the games communities for a long time. And it's like Ben mentioned before, it's a way for people to get into the industry and so on. Modding, however, I feel could be even better in the sense that if you modding, this is not
it's
a
an
nutshell.
afterthought.
This is not a nutshell at all, but yeah, like modding is an afterthought, right? Like it's something that the official developers make a game and they complete the content, and then the modders get to tinker with that stuff after the fact. We wanted to have people involved more deeply and more officially before that happens, and that's why we call it a contributor community instead of a modding community. That's where we're really trying to push this new concept of early access in more than just you get access to a early version of the game. You're getting access to all the tools, the community, and the developers themselves, and now also the workshop at a much earlier stage where you can really not only tell us what you want in the game, but show us what you want in the game and change the path of some of the content in there.
And we will be traveling to a lot of different places. If you live in one of the top 10 countries that Cortex Command was big in, you will most likely see me at your nearest game event as well, so you can personally talk with us. Next up is PAX East. I'm not sure if any of you guys are planning to go into PAX East. If so, let yourself be known. I just want to thank some of the first people that supported our Thunderclap. We are only 33 people away from making our campaign there, so I've posted the link again. If you guys have not gotten a Steam key yet and you're supporting us on Thunderclap, send us a message through Data Realms Twitter, which I think is shown right here. It's at Data Realms. If you've supported us, I will give you a Steam key right away. We just need 33 more people. If you guys can help us reach that, then we're done, and you got your Steam key for sure. So just do that, and I will see your names in our supporter list, but just for the sake of the fact that we're live streaming right now, just send me a message through the Data Realms Twitter, and I will make sure that you get your Steam key for supporting us on Thunderclap. It's going to be awesome, and we're almost there. Just 33 more people need to help us with that. And God, look at Chris's monstrosity, the wheeled T-Rex. Now, I am curious. He did an amazing job with the tail. Hey, Chris, are you still around? Hey, come explain to us how you did the tail, because I'd be actually very curious to.
We can take a look. We can take a look here in the.
Yeah, we can open it up
in the editor. So
like we can do an autopsy of your T-Rex on wheels.
T-Rex has like.
What's its name? What do you call it?
It's
Roborex.
the Roborex.
Roborex.
Yeah.
Wow. That's so original. That's so 80s. I love it.
I see in the tail here. There's a particle system,
Yep.
and it spits out some crazy particles that.
It's like a laser water thing.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So there's the different things that we've got going. We've got two flamethrowers in the front. That's number 1 and number 2 here, and then there's the laser in the back, which is some So you used like art from the internet here.
Yeah, I just grabbed. That's actually from a blowtorch.
Okay.
Beautiful.
I like it.
So
And then
majestic.
there's a T-Rex, but there's got like some Giger like.
Yeah, I found a
Esque.
spine, so I put that in there.
Oh,
and
look at all this
all-
techno stuff going on here.
All put together in Photoshop.
I love it. Yeah. So you just kind of mixed and mashed in the Photoshop, mashed it together, and made these objects kind of get So this is the way he's put together. You know, the wheel is separate from the body, and the arms are separate, and the tail actually has 3 segments, which is very cool. It looks like a lot more lifelike in the game. There's another T-Rex that you made that we can show off here. Oh yeah, he's beautiful. We definitely need to show him off.
This is the
Where am I?
first T-Rex.
Yeah, let's see if I can find him. I don't know if we
It's
dragged
just
him in
called
yet.
T-Rex, I think.
T-Rex. Isn't it bot T-Rex or something like that?
Oh, well, you just passed it.
Yeah, there we go. Here he is. T-Rex.
Oh,
yeah.
is he watching?
We
Okay.
can drag him in.
We should
Yeah.
definitely showcase it if he's watching. Hey, Nex.
So we
Oh, I did make the legs go backwards on that one.
yeah.
He's
So
like stuck in the corner over there.
oh yeah. So he won. I don't know if he's gonna come out here.
See you, Nick.
Yeah, he's
Thanks
coming.
for
Here he
tuning in.
comes. Here's Crash's robot. The winged robot is
Stuck
kind of.
inside there.
No, he's just being shy.
Scared.
Yeah, exactly. He
I'd
should
be
be.
scared.
Hey, he should be. So we can drag in another of those, or like one of these, for example. Where's the cat one? That's on Slack, isn't he? Mr. Potato Pet. You know, why
That
not?
thing just floats.
He floats away. Okay. Oh, he keeps floating around. Oh wow, that
Yeah,
that
that
one
one
just
was
came
never
apart.
finished.
Yeah. Okay. So we have the car.
All right, so we're only 28 people away from Thunderclap
Nice.
campaign
That's awesome.
success. So
That's
thank you
awesome.
so much for supporting us. Just message us on @DataRealms on Twitter afterwards that you've supported
Nice,
us on
fine.
Thunderclap, and I'll be able to verify
win.
it because of the list of supporters that we have on Thunderclap. So we just need 28 more of you guys. I'll give a Steam key to each and every one of you that supports us on Thunderclap.
Where
You can do it through
is,
Facebook. You can do it through Twitter. You can do it through Tumblr as well if you want. But if we just have
that
another
guy.
28 people, we'll be done. We'll have our campaign, and everyone else will
Yeah,
be a
Vault
bonus.
Boy.
You're still welcome to support us even after that.
Nice.
But like
You
I
can play
said,
as Vault Boy.
message us on @DataRealms on Twitter after you've supported us
The
with
ducky.
Thunderclap, and I will send you a Steam key of Cortex Command.
Beautiful.
So,
So we're gonna try
or
some of these,
participate in our raffle.
Brain Buddy. I think that's like a drone that shoots.
Is Brain
things.
Buddy a flying
Yeah, it's
drone?
Like a
That's
flying-
awesome.
Yeah. I'm dragging them in just now so they can be in the library. I think we had the cat at some point, but I don't know where he went. Was he in the blueprint chair?
Tyrannus life, Tyrannus
Yeah.
love.
I think it. No, there's no
Another-
search
another winner of our
in,
raffle.
in Discord. There is in Slack, but not in Discord, unfortunately.
Yeah. So-
I think they're adding it, but
Chris introduced me to Shrek is love, Shrek is life. It was
yeah.
the most mind-blowing thing
Here's
I've
the
seen
cat.
in
I
ages.
think we got the kitty.
It
We
was
found him.
his revenge for me showing him Schlangemann. If anyone knows Schlangemann,
Yeah,
shout out to
let's
Schlangemann. I'm not gonna
not.
show you, but if you know them, no.
Up, you mean here? Here. No. Oh, okay. We got the.
There he is.
Here he is. No, that's a screenshot. That's not gonna work. Hopefully. We're fine.
Oh.
We're trying to find. Okay, well, that's also a
Tyrannus life
screenshot.
one.
That's not it. We need yeah, someone needs to help me find that at some point. But yeah, we have all kinds of fun stuff in there. But yeah, so whatever we dragged in will be available now in our list here. So we have we didn't find the cat. We found Rubber Ducky though, so we can play.
You should
as-
be able to drag and drop it out of the blueprint share. It should be there.
No, I tried to find it. I was not able to. So you can help me.
We'll send it through. Like I think Drew can send it to you through Slack if he spots it.
Let's see here. We can do a little bit of playing with the.
Oh, thank you, Robert Gelwell. Do
one of
you
these
own
other
Cortex
ones.
Command yet? Because you can already start trying out our previous game before that.
So the
Just
ducky
enter
now.
the raffle
ducky
or
is the
support us on Thunderclap.
activity. So if I reset now,
Jeez.
we're Mr. Ducky Man, having fun.
Oh, and that's not even the most recent one. He made one that's completely consisting of ducks. If you scroll
Yeah,
down,
I
which
saw
is
that.
even more
I didn't understand
amazing. Oh,
it. So we have these cool this rope action going on here with Ducky Hero. Woohoo! This is on main screen. I hope, Drew, right?
oh, Robert G.
Excellent,
Elwell. I
thank you.
apologize, Robert.
Sweet. Yeah, that I'm digging the Ducky. If I drag in another one, I can see like how he will react when I shoot him. Yeah, he fell over. That's fine. I'm gonna just get a tool in here. And
awesome.
it's pretty awesome.
actually runs on the tablet.
Yeah, it doesn't actually control yet, but
controls are work in progress, but
Is that why that's just sitting there kind of like...
yeah.
yeah, it's because the touch controls actually do stuff,
Mhm.
but it's not like very consistent. So that's work in progress.
It works though. That's
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome, right?
It's super awesome.
with a pretty decent frame rate.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we're
Straight
gonna
out of the
optimize the heck
box.
out of it.
Say this one needs to be optimized.
So the front of my gun just burnt off, so it doesn't fire anymore. That's unfortunate. So I have to drop it and get something else. So we can show off a mechanic in the game that is the respawning mechanic. We can do it with the alien here. This is kind of gonna be kind of fun. If I build this guy, I need to get the resources. So I cheated there.
Are we gonna be at Gamescom this year? Muffshuff asks.
I think we
I hope
will.
so.
I don't
Yes,
see why not.
we have a lot of friends in Cologne. We have a good friend Sasha who hosted us last year with his family, the Rudolphs,
Yep.
and actually helped us out at the booth at the
Oh!
Indie Game Arena, which you definitely have to
Ducky.
visit if you're coming to Gamescom. So
No.
the answer I would say is we're gonna do everything we possibly can. So yes.
So now I'm the alien.
Oh, it's done by tilting?
Wait, really?
Is it tilt controls?
Tilt it, it goes backwards a little bit.
Really?
Tilt it for, oh, he just fell over.
Maybe not.
Yeah, it's
Maybe?
all done by tilt.
Oh, that's so cool.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Nice.
That's.
We
Oh,
didn't
we're
even
gonna
know
show
that.
you more of that soon enough.
Yeah, that's how you move.
That's
It's
so
kind of-
funny.
kind
I
of
was
weird.
wondering
You gotta,
what
like,
it
tilt this
was,
thing
but
upside down
Well, yeah,
and
of course.
stuff,
But he probably hooked it up just to test it.
but nice.
That's really cool. So we got the alien going in here. I can absorb stuff with the alien too. So I turn into the alien because my ducky guy, he built the alien as a backup body, and I could do that at any time. I can make Vela as a backup body to myself, and if I then go and commit suicide over here by building a bomb above my head, boom,
Oh, thank you, No Fear.
it'll burn me.
Appreciate it.
Oh, the alien is tough. He it takes 2 bombs to kill him. Oh, maybe more.
Only 25 more people, and we're done with our thunderclap. This is
Oh,
going
okay,
much
I'm on
faster
fire
than I
now.
thought. Oh, did you see? Did you?
I did.
Someone
My lens
changed.
came off.
Someone made the xenomorph with a cat head. That was
Yeah,
creepy as
I think
hell.
I think we have it.
Oh.
I can show that one. I think I have that at some point here. Do, 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 do. Oh, okay. Well, there's the cat.
You can at least
Here's-
show it.
Here's I have to show the
crazy
the
stuff people come
GIF,
up with.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Who
beautiful.
was it made this again?
Thanks for following, guys. We're at 300 followers, by the way, which
Very
is
good.
amazing.
Very good.
We just hit 300. I want to see who is number 300. Number 300 is gonna get like a personal thanks because I
How
sadly
awesome
it's-
is this kitty alien?
Wow. So Flem24, thank you for being our 300th follower. I'm gonna give you a Steam key just for that because you're awesome.
It's adorable.
So don't forget to follow, guys.
So yeah, so since the alien burned up, he fortunately had a backup body that I had built, and now I could be Vela from Broken Age, and it's a little bit of a homage. We were in the Humble Bundle with them, the subscription thing. That
Yeah.
they
Does
just
anyone subscribe to the Humble
Monthly Bundle?
Let yourself be heard, because you most likely had a demo of Planetoid Pioneers.
I love her arm is all. So, yeah, we don't want to kill her, do we? We might. I'm gonna get some other guy in here, like the dummy bot. This is an homage to Cortex Command. It's a reference. And if I, oh man, her face blew off. That's horrible. So she's dead, and now I can be Mr. Dummy Man instead. And this is definitely from Cortex Command. Fans will recognize the dummy, who is pretty fun. I can create some vehicles with him, and
To shoot,
yeah.
you go like this.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
You can shoot?
Yeah.
Oh my god, thank you so much for discovering this stuff,
Yeah.
Chris.
So Chris in Phoenix has discovered what Chris in Australia has actually
Oh,
made.
his name's Chris.
Wow,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Oh,
Chris
that's
Krueger.
why.
Exactly. It's
This is the Chris connection, baby.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So,
Can I show it off?
CS
Or if
Bot's
you can't
asking,
see it,
what does the
it's hard to
Humble
see.
Bundle sub get you? I've bought lots from them, but the sub thing is foreign to me. It just means that you get like a monthly selection of
this thing.
games for a much lower monthly rate as
Yeah.
well, which is a really cool feature. You should check out their website and the monthly bundle.
Oh,
and you'll
yeah?
be able to see what the other monthly bundles were. So.
Nice. So yeah, this is made for
Oh, that hovercraft thing is
it's
amazing.
so cool. Yeah. So this is made by Matthias, one of our official team members. It's kind of a truck. So if I turn on the
It's a
resource,
hover truck.
Hover truck, yeah. So you
Yeah.
put the resources in there, a ton of carbon, a ton of metal. The metal is going to be smaller because it's higher density. We'll see if it can handle it. Yeah, baby.
WTF
Yeah.
Sant just said Taiwan #1.
Yeah.
Oh God.
This is great.
That was so cool. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of that, but
I don't think
this Twitch streamer Angry Pug, he became quite the popular guy in Taiwan when I was actually around the same time I was there for Taipei Game Show, and he kind of looks like me, as in he's a burly dude with a big beard and a beanie. I don't wear a beanie in Phoenix, but I usually do when it's cold. And I came out of the airplane, and the moment I got out of the airplane, people were pointing at me, and I didn't know why. And I heard whispers of people saying, Taiwan #1, Taiwan #1. I'm like, what is this? And then when we were at Taipei Game Show, it got crazy. People were asking me for pictures. And I asked one of the English-speaking Taiwanese there, I'm like, why are you guys asking me and saying for pictures, and why are you saying Taiwan #1? It appears that Angry Pug went viral in Taiwan because he went into a Chinese server of H1Z1, the zombie survival game, and he trolled Chinese players by yelling Taiwan #1 all the time and pissing them off pretty badly.
That's awesome.
And he got a national TV with that, and he became a national hero in Taiwan. And everyone thought for the week that I was there that I was him, which was the celebrity aspect rubbed off on me, which was awesome.
that is awesome.
Robert G. Elwell is saying how nice the music is. Thank you, Robert.
Yeah, so
We
that's
have- that's our
Mika
buddy, yeah.
Mulperi Lakanen is our musician who did the soundtrack for Planetoid Pioneers.
He has a Facebook page. I'm gonna post that.
Yeah,
so
do it.
Boom, there
He
you
has
go.
a SoundCloud as
Mr.
well.
Mulperi.
So we're going to be selling the official soundtrack. I don't think we're going to launch it with the contributor edition. It might come a little later, but it will be a very nice album that you guys can buy and support him and us, of course. He's done amazing work. I mean, it's going to be 50 plus minutes of unique music that you're hearing right now, and it's kind of this. We have a fun story about where we're going. As you see on his Facebook page, he's very 80s with the Commodore 64 thing going on there,
Yeah.
which I respect. It was my first computer. What we went for here was synth, like analog synth music for the game, because these pioneers are old people in space.
Thanks for
right?
following, Greg.
So I'm going to show the intro for the main Planetoid that you will get to play in mainly when you buy the game after early access launch. This is what we're trying to build during the early access period. Is this Primoid that's a huge planetoid that has 2.5 kilometers in circumference. This is the intro that is for this specific Planetoid adventure, and it features Crazy Bob, which is one of these Planetoid pioneers. His ship just blew up for whatever reason. He has to do a emergency landing here, but he's like 200 years old, so he falls asleep sometimes. He's kind of eccentric. He's lived that long because of medical technology. It's going to be true that we live longer and longer, and as we do, it's going to be boring on Earth. We're going to have done everything. Actually, he spawned as Rubber Ducky right now, which is hilarious. But he's not supposed to be Rubber Ducky. But this planetoid, as you see, is 2.5 kilometers in circumference. It's a gigantic world that is going to be filled out completely with cave systems. And we think of kind of the surface as the overworld in Zelda, and then the caves are kind of the dungeons. So there's going to be progressively more difficult ones that have more challenging robots and creatures that you find in there that you have to get by, not necessarily by shooting them, but by overcoming the challenges that come in your way by using blueprints and resources in a smart and resourceful way. But so this scenario is a kind of Robinson Crusoe scenario that we will be building out. And as you can see right now, there's very little that's actually filled out in here. And we've done some of the stuff here, but it's going to get more compact. And we want to fill out this entire thing ourselves, but also with the collaboration of the contributor community. So if you guys buy the contributor edition now, in a week from now, when we launch it on early access on Steam, which you can already wishlist for, so go to our Steam page and do that.
Yeah.
You will be able to submit to us fragments of this, so you can actually take a piece of this planetoid and build it out and send us just that piece. So you could make like a part of this cave system, for example. I want to make this cave I make a copy of it,
Dan,
move it down here. Yep.
Riyadli is saying that moment when scrolling zoom.
When scrolling zoom?
Yeah, I mean,
don't
he's
understand.
impressed. Thank you.
Oh, good. Yeah, so...
And so is Kurufu, thanks.
So this piece, you know, I can make it into whatever I want. I can change the shape of it. I can keep expanding it and make a different part of it. I can build it from scratch. Obviously, I can just drag in stuff from our texture library here, and we have all the different stuff that the game ships with. But you can drag in stuff from anywhere. You know, you can have things off the internet that you just drag into the scene and use as these terrain pieces. And when you've then built something in here, you can even place your own blueprints and lights and all that stuff in here. You select the piece that you want to send us, and or send anyone. You can send it to a friend or whatever. You can then just have that selected piece. Sorry, I fumbled there. We're going to save it as a scene fragment, which is my cave or whatever. And I hit save. That is now in the texture in the scene library under these scene fragments. And it should be, my frag is in here. I don't see my cave. Oh, there it is. So my cave is here, and it is a picture. It's just one of those PNGs again. It got saved as a PNG that I can then send to you. I can put it into Discord right now. I can share it with Scenes Share here. You know, people have done this. I'm going to pull some stuff out of there for us to check out. But I can upload it by just dragging and dropping it in there. And stream test. Uploading. And now that's in here, and when we then want to check it out, and or anyone else wants to check it out, you can just drag it out of Discord right into the game like that. Someone else had made something here. Where was it? A little further up. I saw something. Oh, here we go. So here's something else. You know, boom. Someone had built something here that we can just immediately incorporate into the game.
Yeah. So you can imagine, you can build your own forts. You'll be able to build your own bases, maybe even a space station.
Yep.
Depending on what you want to do, it's possible.
can
And
put
our
this on the
guides are
top
going to
here.
help you understand the basics and the opportunity to teach yourself, because that's the thing nowadays, right? It's like Chris just taught himself how to control the game on this NVIDIA Shield tablet, and we want to just give you guys the tools so you can do more than stack blocks. You know, if Minecraft is Legos, we want to be Lego Technic. We want you guys to go crazy. You don't have to feel intimidated about not knowing how to program. We will give you the opportunity to do cool stuff even without that. As Dan is showing, he hasn't shown a bit of code while he's building this planet. But if you want to, you can dive into Lua script and do that stuff.
Yeah, the scripting is all in
Derpa
here.
Keen Law is asking, so items have to go through an approval process on Steam Workshop. How do we answer that?
Well, so there's two parts to the workshop. There's the ready-to-use free workshop where you can upload anything you want right away, and it gets published. It's on there for anyone to subscribe. And if you upload naughty things, then people will flag it, and it will get taken down eventually. That's a kind of the freewheeling part of the workshop, which will stay free and be open like that. Then there's the curated item workshop, which is a separate section where only the best stuff from. So when I showed you, when you're publishing stuff to the workshop here, there's a checkbox if you want to make something curated. I can't upload these things that I haven't edited yet, so I can click on something that I want to change. Go in and change the color of it, and save it, and it'll be my thing at that point as far as the engine is concerned. Again, we do keep track of who's actually working on these things. So as soon as I hit save there, so there's going to be a manual step in this where you know once you upload something to the workshop, it is going to be, I can create the item, and if I hit this create curated checkbox, you're submitting it to the workshop as kind of a candidate for this curation stuff, where the community will first go over it and say, I think there's 3 buttons that show up. If you like it, if you don't like it, if you would buy it or something like that. There's like 3 options where there's going to be a queue of all these curated things that people can go through very quickly and go like, I like this, I don't like this, I like this. And the best things of those things that kind of bubble up to the top, we as the official developers will curate ultimately to get put into the item store. And I'll show you the item store right now, what it looks like.
While Dan does that, don't forget that we actually have the Thunderclap running. We're almost there. We only have 24 more people that need to become supporters. You can support us with Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr. Thunderclap is just like Kickstarter, but you pledge with a tweet instead of money, and I will give a Steam key for Cortex Command, our previous game, to each and every one of you that helps us reach that goal. Now, the deadline is next April 15th when we launch the Planetoid Pioneers Contributor Edition, so you would be giving us a lot of peace of mind by helping us right now here while you guys are watching. We still have 500 people watching. If 24 of you guys help us out right now with our Thunderclap campaign by supporting us, then you will get a Steam key to Cortex Command. So I will type in the link again. It's thunderclap.it/projects and then the whole razzmatazz. And you just message me on Twitter at Data Realms after you've done that, and you will get your Steam key, no problem.
Cool.
So that would be really appreciated, guys.
Yeah.
Going back to Dan.
So I'm going to show you guys what the item store looks like, and you might have seen this in Team Fortress 2 and Dota, and I think Rust also has an item store where you can buy
Indeed,
like
it
weapons
does,
and stuff. It's not a lot of games out there that support this yet. We're going to support this in a very integrated way, like you've seen already. I'm going to show you the item store. It's completely filled with test objects right now, and the prices are all over the place. They're not indicative of where the prices are going to be for these things, so don't take these to heart. We're literally testing here, but yeah, so there's going to be an item store. This is the item store, actually. It's already live and running, but here you can actually see the different items that we've uploaded as test things. You know, there's scenes and there's blueprints, and they have some money, price tags on them. I don't think a lot of things will be $9.99 or $10. It probably will be around half of that, I'm thinking. Right now, this is all a work in progress. We're figuring out where the price points are going to be, but it is something that's going to be live on our launch. We're shooting for it.
Will Thompson just supported us on Twitch, by the way. Thank you so much, Will. Will Thompson just became one of the supporters on Thunderclap.
Thank you, Will. And but this is how the item store is separate from the free workshop. The free workshop, like I mentioned, is if I find it here again, we have this workshop that has like the ready-to-use items that are uploaded by anyone in here, and there you can do you're probably familiar with, friends' favorites, friends' items. Like you show the most popular today and of the last 6 months or something like that. So you can really see what is the best stuff. We have John Cena here. We have Pioneer Pepe, stuff that but we're
is
getting
that the workshop already?
It is the workshop.
Oh
yeah.
my God! Imagine what it was gonna look like once we launch.
Yeah,
like, guys, look at.
We have
look
like
at this.
Nick Cage as a crab with a monitor on his face.
Yeah.
So that's perfect.
Kane is saying it's kind of like buying something to use in the Unreal Engine. Pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, the Unreal Engine has an asset store. Unity has an asset store. We have the Steam Workshop. But it would work similar. People could, you guys can create tools or objects that you could get approved by us and sell. Total conversions are a possibility. You might have seen Dan actually play the local co-op multiplayer that we have developed, which is a Planetoid with those functions built into it, very similar to being able to make a Planetoid that's about saving the princess or doing zombie survival. That will all be possible, and it will be able to be saved as one PNG blueprint file that we showed you as well, that you can upload to the workshop.
So I just dragged in a scene from our.
Oh wow! Yeah, you did.
All right. I just blew up. So Magic Carp is one of our pioneers in the Pioneer program. He to Scenes Share just uploaded the scene. I thought it was a fragment, but it's actually a full scene. And when I dragged it in, the game loaded it, and it seems to be based off of the racing one. So he riffed off of the racing thing, which is great. I say riffed, not ripped. It's a very important distinction.
Big difference, yeah.
So he remixed the racing scene, and with its script that has this. Let's see if I reset here, and I should be able to run. Oh, there's some errors in the script for this, so it's not running properly. Here we go. Now it's counting down. It's running despite the issues, but Rubber Ducky, as soon as As soon as I walk a little too far, he blows up inexplicably.
It
so
kind of reminds me of what you guys could do in terms of what happens in Happy Wheels, right? Like, I've done a lot of market research since I'm the biz dev guy, and I've watched a lot of YouTubers that love Happy Wheels. And you know, nowadays as a game developer, we need to not just make something that's fun, but also something fun to watch. So if you are a Twitch streamer, if you've ever thought about making videos for YouTube, I'm not going to mention that here on Twitch, by the way. It's like, if you want to be a Twitch streamer, you know, we are going to allow you to have your own face in there, to make your own vehicles, make your own planet, have your, you know, like your viewers send you cool stuff that you can play. So Dan is just like showing the start of this, and I personally am a big fan of Happy Wheels for demonstrating that there's a very cool ecosystem that we can create, a direct dialogue with you guys, and with Twitch streamers and content creators in general, to create cool stuff and then have them play it or have them try it and try out each other's stuff, give each other feedback and advice and tips and collabs. So yeah, maybe you want to mention what you just dragged in there, what kind of monstrosity
Yeah,
is.
so this is a cool thing because we have a Trello board, which is a kind of a team collaboration space. That's not the right one.
Oh, thanks, Schnickerman.
We have.
We're doing our best. Check out our Steam page.
So this is a Trello board that we use internally to work on stuff for the game, and this is actually public, so you can go here and find it. Can you paste the link to this in the chat?
Yeah, sure.
So this is public. You can't edit anything here, but you can vote things up and down. I believe you can do vote, and if there's stuff in here that you see that are things we're working on that you really would like us to kind of bump up, you can vote with this button. You won't have all these different buttons, but you'll have the vote button, I believe. You can vote it up. So someone in our community, in our Pioneer community, again, they can't edit in here, but they can see it just like anyone else. It is public, but he saw that this cool creature that our main artist, Arne Niklas Jansson, painted in 2003, believe it or not, and he now realized that we could use in the game. He made the different pieces of it separated here, so we could actually just use it in the game. He took it and took the initiative to pop it in the editor and started making this guy work. And you see how this is actually put together, and it looks so freaking sweet, honestly.
Very
he
impressive.
even has the nostrils, have little particle systems come out, the smoke here, and yeah, it's super cool. What hasn't been done yet is the joints are there, I believe. Yeah, they're there. You can see how things are joined together with these joints, and in the poses you can actually make these different. He already did work on this. So yeah, he's starting to work on the walk cycle.
And the animations and the
the
runs. Look at that
animations,
thing.
yeah.
It's an abomination.
Yeah, so it's
Beautiful
super
one.
cool. And if we want to make another, he has some headbutt animations in here too. So, there's the different poses that he would use to actually headbutt. The next step here would be to go into the scripting, and I don't think he had much chance to do that yet. But here, the blueprint script, you can click on this button, and we ship the game with this this editor, very powerful Lua editor that comes with it. So this thing pops out here, and you see it's completely empty, but we can see the other ones that are in here. The Bot Frosty, for example, has a script here, and it's actually, this is programming. This is really not watered down in any way. It's actually super powerful because we have breakpoints we can set in here, so anyone who has a technical background or programming background will really appreciate the fact that they wouldn't have to go into print debugging when they want to debug their code. They can just set a breakpoint, and they'll actually be able to inspect variables and step through their code, which is very unusual for a scripting language environment. And when you make any change, you hit save, and you just alt-tab back to the game. You can play test immediately because the game already detected that script having been updated and reloaded it before you even alt-tab back. But the cool thing here is that Blueprint for Bot Frosty, which is this little bot that just runs around and freezes things. We've seen him a couple of times already. He should be here. Let's see, Bot Frosty. There he is. Drag him into the scene. You can see how he behaves. He just has an AI script that as soon as he sees something, he just tries to freeze it. That's his MO, and he tries to ride around a little bit. But his script is in here, and there's two functions that it starts at. There's build function and there's an update function. So build gets run once when you spawn him, and then there's the update here that gets run every frame, which is every physics update of this game is, I believe it's 200 times per second. So this update gets run very frequently, and you can even, so anything that you want him to do, react to, whether it's player input, whether it's AI routines running, whether it's reacting to the environment and so on, and checking for if he's dead or not, is done in this script. And again, we have the very powerful environment here that actually pops up documentation for all the bindings that we have. So we looked at the documentation before, but it actually is popping up here. So these are bound to our C++ engine. I'm getting really deep in the technical stuff here. Maybe a few of you guys appreciate
take a
that.
step back.
So yeah,
we got a couple of questions here. Let me just go look.
Yeah.
Derpakeen is saying, very impressive editor. Thank you so much. Okay, good night, Lily.
see you, Lily.
The damages, that seems insane. XH4X is saying programming with Dan, pretty much.
Yeah. So I did on the other thing that we're not supposed to mention. I did like 5 hours for Cortex Command when I was just programming silently, and I was very surprised how many people actually appreciated that. I think it's up. I haven't looked at it for a long time, but it had a surprising number of views on there where people are actually watching me just hum to myself while I program. So there's some people out there that have the technical background that feel like they would like to get into this. But you know, even if you don't, and that's the thing, you don't necessarily like. So this guy, I forget who actually did it. Was it Magikarp or someone put together this Knuckles guy? He did what he could do very easily with the editors so far, which is actually create all these objects and pin them together, and even create the poses and animations. What he hasn't done yet, which could just be a limitation of time, but if he is not comfortable programming, he could just send this blueprint over to a programmer, which we actually have happening right now. Our AI programmer is basing his AI script on this blueprint, not like having to do all those steps that whoever did put this together did, right now. So they can collaborate in that sense.
CSC spots.
So it's pretty fun. It's just like not only fun, it's very productive because you might not have all the different aspects and talents to put together a top-notch thing, everything from the art to the audio to the programming.
First one is asking, what is your coding channel?
Coding channel, as in on
your own Twitter channel. Now we obviously are streaming on this one
sure.
right now, but what
So-
is it?
so-
Twitch.tv/?
Oh, I have Data01, which is
Data01.
DATA01.
And I think there's some recordings there from like
There's some
previous
recordings
streams,
there. The same username exists on YouTube. The same username exists on Twitter as well, I believe.
Yeah,
So that's me.
there you
And-
go, Fustron.
Yeah. And you can follow. I mean, all that stuff is super old at this point, but you might get something out of it. Who knows? Yeah. So as you can see, like this guy is just a mess right now. He doesn't do anything. But as soon as he has some AI that actually triggers these, or some Lua scripting that actually triggers these poses that you saw before, he would come to life. So that's how everything else is animated in the game that you've seen. They actually are just these poses that the script ticks off, when it's animating through, based on player input and control. I'm really digging how this thing looks.
I love
Awesome.
it too. And what I also love is the fact that people are actually responding to our Thunderclap campaign. We're at 79 of 100. We need 21
Very nice.
more of you guys to help us with our Thunderclap campaign, which I'm posting. Well, I just posted it. It's in the chat right there, thunderclap.it. Every single person that supports us, just so we can get to that 100 and reach that campaign goal, you can support us with Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr on there. And every single of you guys that does that will get a Cortex Command Steam key sent to them. Just message me on Twitter at DataRealms after you've supported us. I can double check that you've supported us with your Twitter account or your Facebook account or your Tumblr account, and I will send you a Cortex Command Steam key right away, including recent supporters that just helped us out. Thanks a lot, Tony Morier, Pain in the Ass. I can't say the rest. Will Thompson just did Cell Technology K Design, and I think Will Thompson even used 2 of his accounts, which I really appreciate. So yeah, we're almost there, and we could really use your help to get those final 21 folks. Kane, Kane is on. Hey, what's up? Oh my God, it's my buddy John. He's watching. Hey,
Nice.
dude.
So the rubber ducky's having a barbecue. He's dancing by the fire. Woohoo! And you can do the little jetpack. You can also jump.
Or squat poop.
So yeah, he gets to do squat. So it's I want to note also that literally reiterate that literally everything you see is a work in progress. And when I say work in progress, it's not only a work in progress by us, but also by the contributor community, right? So we invite, if you don't like something, the way the pioneers handle, or there's some bug that you come across as a contributor in the contributor community when you've bought the contributor edition that goes on sale next week on Steam, you can change it, and then you can send in your improved version just by posting it in our Discord channel or putting it on the workshop. And if people like it better than the official content, we will pay attention to that. We will be like, wow, you made something better than we did, and we will invite you to, we will ask you if we can put it in the game and integrate it, and then you will have your game name in the credits. So we're not messing around with this concept. We really want everyone to in the contributor community to look at everything as a work in progress, not only by us but also by themselves. If they see something that they can improve, we want them to do it.
They're very welcome to do so. Thanks for the
absolutely.
follow, True. Maybe, one of the things that really surprised me during this stream, and I'm really happy we tried, is taking requests from people that wanted to see stuff happen.
Sure.
I remembered that someone asks for a tribute to David Bowie. Dan, what do you think? What can we do with David Bowie
We
to,
can make a
to
David
honor
Bowie,
him? And if you guys have
Spaceman
any
Tom.
requests, just shoot them in the chat right now, and I'm sure Dan will pick one of them and go crazy in the editor, just to show you how easy it is to just bring your ideas and your thoughts to life.
All right, so
very
so
quickly.
David Bowie, right? Isn't he Spaceman
Ziggy
Tom?
Stardust, yeah.
Yeah. I'm just gonna do David Bowie first. There we go. Images. What can we find here?
Thanks, Fustron. Really appreciate it. It's our second time doing this, and I already feel much more comfortable than last time.
There we go.
There we go. Beautiful.
Very
So
beautiful.
majestic.
Yeah, very. So we're gonna fire up any of these pioneers.
Dan Kane is asking, is there any maximum size limit for images, such as for pioneers and creatures? I think, the answer is pretty simple, Kane. It depends on where you want to upload your PNGs more than anything else. Am I right,
Well,
Dan?
it depends on what he means by image. So the source images that we put in here, they can be really large. I do think we downscale them when they end up being like super mega large.
Cell
so-
Technology says a Bowie with tentacle arms.
All right, we can try.
You guys sure like to add more spice to it, don't you?
Yeah. So
Thanks, No Fear. Thanks for supporting us on Thunderclap. I really appreciate that.
here we're gonna get his approximate head size.
20
right?
people left. Wow.
Left. What?
No, 20 people
Oh,
left
I
for
see. I thought
Thunderclap.
20 people left when I dragged in Bowie. I was like,
no,
whoa.
No, I don't
He's
think
not
people.
popular at
I
all.
think everyone likes David Bowie. Am I
Oh,
right,
good.
guys?
Very
Yeah,
good.
Come on.
So we have we're gonna forget about the Beebs. We're gonna drag in.
I'm glad you're watching, John.
This and there. Start erasing stuff here. Well, thank you for working. There you go. Boop, boop,
All right,
boop,
see you,
boop,
Cows
boop.
Landler. It's nice to have you here. Have a
Yeah,
nice
so-
weekend, and we'll stay in touch on Discord, right?
So yeah, we have Bowie Meister. So what was the story with the Major Tom? Was that a song that he did, or was that
Yeah,
a
ground control to Major Tom.
Yeah. I mean,
Space Oddity.
yeah.
See where Commander Hadfield.
Yeah, that's where I was like more aware of it from that, which is awesome. His rendition was quite good. In space on the ISS.
Yeah, the cover he did. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
epic.
totally. So here we go, David Bowie. Not very carefully done here. I don't have my Wacom tablet out, but oops. Do this. Very good. And the cool thing is that I'm not restricted to the frame. I can just expand his hair. Beautiful. He got like some kind of weird third eye going on. Yeah, that's
Just
not a
like
lot.
that. Yeah, I mean, I've seen some impressive character creating things for MMOs, but for a 2D game, just as easy as drag and drop like this, no, right?
So that's the beauty of 2D in a way, like we're
Thanks,
yes,
extra damage.
we don't have the necessary like we don't need to have a whole 3D modeling authoring going on here. We can just automatically create from an image, and the engine handles all the cutting out, not all the cutting out, but like after we've actually done the
Look at him.
transparency happen.
So beautiful with
He
this
is
beautiful
beautiful.
pink outfit.
Yeah, totally.
Now
Good.
do this all with 3D meshes, Frostran says. Yeah,
exactly. That's the problem. So the mesh that we have 2D meshes in here, but they're generated automatically because it's one dimension less. It's a lot easier to handle. So it's a lot of fun. We try to make the most of the fact that we are running in 2D. So I've made him there. I'm gonna add some tentacles, right? Isn't that what we wanted?
Oh, Kane said when I said size, I meant dimensions. Oh, I see. I
okay.
see what you're doing there, Kane. That's a good question.
I don't follow.
In terms of like what kind of dimensions of images we can import. Yeah, like resolution.
Oh, resolution. Well, import, I don't think there's a lot of limits. We might, I think we have a sanity check in there. If it's like real, you might want to turn this off.
Yeah. This is a test. It's
right.
beautiful.
If the dimensions are really gigantic, I think we automatically downsample. I might be wrong, but we did make the mistake. We had that problem, and we tried to do we jammed with this one weekend in Sweden last year, and we imported like way too large images, and we had to make them automatically downsample because it was just too crazy. So now I'm going to be adding some objects for the tentacles. We don't want them to look like additional heads, so we just drag in that, and now we're gonna have metal tentacles here. They're gonna look really weird. So we have an unnamed. It needs to be called tentacle 1, and I can drag it now over there, and it's gonna just be a loose tentacle right now. So that's the problem. So if I want to test him out, you'll see that he comes there, and then just like his tentacle thing just falls to the ground. That's not what we want, obviously. So reset the scene, and we just add a joint then. So you see how everything else is jointed together, except for that tentacle on his head. I have these other joints that I can select and move around. I should be able to. Here we go. These ones seem broken, but if I add, I just go like boom, and it created a joint automatically. And if I want to make another one, well, I can first of all show you how when I insert this guy, see how it's attached to his head now because that joint is there. So if I just add more of these objects, we can joint them together and create like some segmented tentacle weirdness. This is what you guys asked for, so this is what you're gonna get. I copy the selected object to memory. I can create a new one and just paste it in there. Ooh, tentacle, I didn't even have to create a new one. I can remove that. Boom. So now I have 2 of these, and like so, and then I create the joint here as well, and now we're gonna have 2 of these suckers sticking out of his head in a very weird way, but they're stuck together. So if I actually grab one of them in this mode, it's kind of like this debug mode where I can, now we we have this weird ant tentacle thing going on with his head.
Antenna.
Yeah, antennas. But yeah, so you get the idea there. I can duplicate these as well, and just go copy, paste. What's that?
We're at 81, so we still need 19 people to join us for Thunderclap.
So anyone who wants to support us, on our launch, we'd really appreciate it. Just sign up for that Thunderclap, and it'll just tweet out for you. You don't have to remember anything.
Yep. It's kind of
So-
like Kickstarter, but you support us with a tweet instead of with money.
Yeah.
And everybody who joins in and messages us on Twitter at DataRealms will get a free Steam key for Cortex Command.
So we would appreciate that for sure.
Yeah, since we're launching next week Friday, and that's the deadline of the Thunderclap as well. So we just are 19 people away
Nice.
from 19 supporters away from just making that campaign a success together with your help.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I am genuinely impressed by your tentacle creating skills
hold
right
on,
there.
Hold on. It's getting better. It's getting better. So we have the different poses and stuff in the pose editor here. We can also so as you can see, I can immediately start posing this guy and setting the different poses, but they won't take effect unless I make those joints, and that's only for one pose. So that's the idle pose. So when he's running and stuff, I can make these as soon as I hit like a different. I can just repose whatever I want.
Yeah, so what
in
you're
those.
seeing is the physics-based animation tool that's built in that allows you to select the time frame and how the different poses move.
Yeah, well, it's the
Alright.
different. It's a
You're
bunch of.
better
It's
at
a bunch of.
explaining this
Yeah,
than
it's a
me.
bunch of different poses, and the poses are just angles on these joints that I've made. So what the physics engine then is instructed to do, if I tell them in the script, is to hit pose number or name idle 1, and the joints will then try to push their angles into that pose, those values. And if they can't, because if your arm is trying to swing, if the guy's arm is trying to swing through a piece of rock or something, it's not able to. So the physics engine still has the last word. So the animation is very physics driven and physics based, and that's how we're making everything in the game work. It's all physics driven by our Crush 2D engine. So if I can now go in here and select these different joints, the tentacle, we have different tentacle joints here.
Cell Technology says like those are more like steel antlers. Well, it depends, right? Like it's
Yeah.
just we're just using this image. Like we can just replace that image with squid-looking tentacles, and
Yeah.
it would look differently. But
We-
that's
we-
the power. It's like you can be a very good programmer and not be good at art, and you can just collaborate with an artist who can actually make it look like tentacles
Yeah.
and make something cool
So
together.
an example of that, we have literally a tentacle that is made by our programmer, AI programmer, and it like the art is honestly not awesome. It's just something he put a bunch of segments of like some squid in the. Okay, and he's immediately tossing things around him.
He's juggling.
Yeah, and
That's
as you can
amazing.
see, the art is just placeholder for now. But as soon as we get an artist or someone in our community to want to make better art for the tentacle segments, then it'll look a lot better. But the function is there. That thing is just angry, and he has a block that he's attached to. And if we make something, the art look better there too. That block was just used by anyone else. So all these bowies are hanging out here. And they're making the camera zoomed out. But yeah, so that's an example of a tentacle in action. And what we could do, if we had more time, we could just grab that construct there and transfer it to the Bowie head and make the tentacle stick out of Bowie's head instead. But yeah, he's gonna keep. It's funny, he's actually moving around himself too. Yeah, and I'm almost in orbit there. There's another Bowie getting tossed in a second with his one antler. So you see all the different versions of David Bowie here are more progressively, like as I keep building him and I just toss out test versions of him into the scene, they'll be like more and more completed. So they're just laying around with like one tentacles, and then there's like 2 antler Bowies in there. It's kind of a fun. And this is the fact that our physics engine is all, and the tools are all live edited. They're all integrated in the game, so you can immediately playtest stuff. So if I want to just reset here and get that tentacle out here again, and play around with him, we can certainly do that. And if he's trying to reach for me, oh, he got me, dang it! But I'm gonna shoot him.
You actually have a laser sight on that weapon,
Yeah, so you
which
can
impresses
see
the
the-
crap out of me too.
Yeah, you can see the green. And that, I forget who did it. I think it was Matthias Veratoro who made this plasma rifle thing. But yeah, if you aim at something, it shows the little laser dot.
Maybe you can demonstrate this. Kane is asking, do objects have weight in this game? They
Yes.
certainly do.
Yes. So our physics engine definitely takes mass into account. It's a very important part actually. So if I make I can demonstrate this very clearly by making the head of something very heavy, and it'll just have to drag it along the ground. So here, the bot flip, for example, has all these different objects, right? Its head part here is again just a physics object that was dragged in and from a texture and made into a physics object that way. But the head cover, if I double click that, I kind of drill down into the parameters for this thing. The most important one is the material. So materials, there's a whole bunch of preset ones here: metal, plastic, wood, and flesh, and whatever. Mechanicals is kind of like, it's metal, but it has like, you know, it's not like solid metal. It has a composition of mostly metals, but there's some carbon and silicon as well. So the mass of it is interesting here. The material also gives the density. So we have a whole material editor here that talks about the general, so there's the mass density for each material. So if you have something that's of a certain size and you then assign it mechanicals material, the default size, the area of it, and its thickness, which is kind of a pseudo thickness. It's like, how deep is this thing? Because this looks like a circular object here, right? But is that like just a plate, or is that like a barrel, right? Like if you think of this as the side view of a barrel, it would have a lot of thickness to it, and we would approximate that here by changing this mass kind of parameter, which is the pseudo thickness. And these are meters, so we have these grid lines here. You might not see them, but yeah, there's grid lines here. Each one is a meter, so this bot is quite high. It's 4 meters tall. You know, a Pioneer is maybe 1.5 meters, you know, human size. But this thing, if I change the thickness of this this circular object, you can see that the mass, the total mass down here changes dramatically, because, you know, you can imagine it being, I think it was started at about 1 meter or so, because that looks spherical, and it's like 100 kilos just from that. It's also something that's very hollow, according to us. You know, you can just, this is up to the author of the thing that is being built. You just look at it and, okay, what's a reasonable thickness and what's a reasonable hollowness? This is like a cover, so it's not like a solid piece of metal, right, or a solid ball of metal. So it has a lot of hollowness. It's like 98% hollow. If it was 0% hollow, this would be 7 tons of mass, 7.7 tons. You can imagine this being like a ball of, or even like a barrel of solid metal. But if it's like 98% hollow, then it is a lot lighter, which is a couple 100 kilos, which is still pretty heavy. You can then fine-tune this hollowness as well down here, because it has such a big impact on the resulting mass. And this has a huge effect, right? So if I make this like super thick and also very not hollow, this is like 11 tons now. So if I put this guy out, oops, that was the wrong thing. If I put this guy out here now, you'll see that his head is so heavy, because I'm gonna putting away from all the other stuff. His head is so heavy that he can't even support it. He's like dragging it. He collapsed his whole body, and he's like dragging it along the ground somehow. And that's a very unfortunate situation for him. So if I want to undo any of these changes, I can undo, or I can go down here to the backup versions and just kind of pick up the one that is the latest date here.
Blader is saying, wouldn't it be 3.5 tons? I thought tons was 2K pounds.
2K pounds? What do you mean? There's kilos and there's tons. There's metric tons. Is that what he means?
Yeah, so it's the metric system that's inside, right?
Yeah. So that's what we're using. So this is the way the robot is supposed to handle without a ton, you know, a head that it weighs 10 times more than it's supposed to, and then he can support himself. But yeah, this poor sucker, his head is massive, so he can't really support it. And if I fling him up in the air, you know, he's again going to collapse immediately. His head is just going to go to the bottom. Because it's so heavy, and I can even, if I swing it around, it actually causes massive damage here, because
amazing.
Yeah, so yeah, they certainly are. Everything is completely destructible.
I would love it if you could show the crush block and what that can do.
Oh sure. So I'm gonna
just
reset
to give you
the
guys
scene.
an idea of what weight and density can achieve.
Yeah, exactly. So we have just some we have some stuff in here that is kind of fun. It's our logo for the Crush 2D engine, Crush. And if I start swinging this thing around, I mean, it's really big and it's massive. It weighs we can see exactly it weighs 13 tons. So that's a very large block of concrete or whatever that material was. But as soon as we, you know, we land on something, it's just bad news. You know, it's like this kind of thing happens to anything this lands on. And as you can see, the way things break and so on, that's completely procedural. No one had to like make more broken versions of these ahead of time. It's all done dynamically like that. And he crushes it into oblivion. When pieces get small enough, they do get taken out of the simulation because they don't need to be around anymore. They're too small to see. But yeah, as you can see, the effect is pretty dramatic. And if I grab a bunch of other guys here, oh man, this is going to be a massacre. And go into this physics mode again. It's and this is frankly an impressive technical feat to have a lot of light objects that are crushed by a very heavy object, and without the physics engine vibrating or interpenetrating or blowing up, frankly, completely. It's very tricky to do. It took us 7 years to make this work as robustly as this is working. So we're very proud of it, and I think that, you know, it's really going to serve us and whoever else wants to use the Crush 2D engine for making stuff within Planetoid Pioneers or entire new games with it. You know, you could make some killer games with this. You know, Angry Birds would be a lot of fun to make with this as a clone, you know, because you wouldn't have to make all the more broken versions of every object. You could just, you know, drag in your pristine blocks, and as soon as you flung a bird into it, it would actually break dynamically and have the appropriate effects associated with those materials. The block's getting damaged too. Yeah, it is a massive block, but as you can see, it's getting the decals on the edges too, like it's getting marred. And if you did hit it hard enough, which I don't know if I can, I think we made it like kind of indestructible. However,
Terran is live saying it looks like the smoke makes FPS drop. Now you have to understand, when we are in that crushing mode right now that Dan is using, he is still in editor mode, which is why FPS is not optimal.
No, it's that. Actually, I turn off the editor here, but you're right that the smoke is overkill. And again, everything you see is a work in progress, not only by us but also by the contributor community. So these smoke effects and these effects when I'm dragging it around are not final in any way. And you can see how it's overdrawing a lot. Yeah, we don't need that much smoke for that effect.
We are really pushing the limits of what's possible.
Right. Well, it's pushing. You know, it's a work in progress, and anything you see that like, okay, that is effect is not optimized. It's something that you could go in, and we have a whole library for all the particle systems in the game. This is kind of a fun thing. I should show this as well. We have a very talented guy on our team, Anton Pikolov. He's in Siberia, Russia, actually. He's a really good artist for effects. He's done other things too for us that is very impressive. But this is you know, an example. You can just drag in any of these effects and click this button, and there's a whole particle system editor in here too that is kind of crazy. It's probably the more intense editor that we have because it's such a detailed amount of stuff that you can edit here. So we have all the different fire effects and so on. That's kind of a subtle one. We have all the weapon effects which are in here. If you go to shot, this is kind of fun. So we have the flamethrowers and the laser beams. I don't know if this is gonna actually. Oh yeah, there you go. There's a laser. You can move it around and then see the effect of it. So if I put this laser and like aim it against a blueprint, like a Mr. Potato Pet, who just floats around. Oops,
it's beautiful.
See if I can actually make this guy.
We're at 17 people left to help us reach our goal for the Planetoid Pioneers Contributor Thunderclap campaign.
Nice.
So please, guys, just 13 more people. All you need to do is sign up for our Thunderclap campaign and message me on Twitter when you did so I can verify, and you will get a Cortex Command Steam key from us straight. So
awesome.
you know, the raffle has odds, but you can just earn it right away. Oh, you already did that. Thank you so much, Farabee. Appreciate it.
So, ooh, the brain fell through the fire. Yeah, so you can see that you can immediately test these things and just see what effects they have. Yeah, no, totally. It will affect it. And if you shoot something hard enough with a penetrating, round, it'll actually go through. So we can do shot plasma. This could be fun. Oop, missed it. It'll even cause an entry wound and an exit wound. That brain is like super hardy. Let me see if we can. These things are made a little too tough, and this is going to be, you know, part of the things that we're going to be looking at for stuff that should be in the. Oh, now the brain woke up. That's fun. So that plasma is still not penetrating that. Let's see if I can get the.
So much stuff
railgun
going on.
or shotgun. Yeah, the shotgun should do some damage. Yeah, there you go. It'll actually blast through my body. Maybe not the shotgun. Oh wow, now there's a lot of stuff going on here. But yeah, it's causing damage. It caused damage to the brain as well. So yeah, you can play around with these particle effects, and they will have physical effects in the world. They're not just cosmetic. A lot of games have just a lot of particle effects that just look pretty, but they don't actually affect the gameplay. They don't push things around. They don't do things to things. Like, you know, this burning stuff is actually causing things to heat up, and if it heats up enough, it causes a fire. It'll actually catch on fire. Oh man, Potato Man did not fare well under the flamethrower.
Josh supported us on Thunderclap. Thank you.
So yeah, you have real physical effects happening based on these things that feed back into the gameplay, and we're excited about that.
16 left. Come on, guys.
Nice. So again, you know, it's really good that you guys support us on the Thunderclap. If you really want to support us, though, obviously buy the game, buy the contributor edition.
Yeah.
Next week, sign up for the wish list on Steam.
Yeah.
You know, that's the ultimate way you can support us. And again, it's going to be $40. You know, and hopefully you guys see that. The value here is not necessarily in the game content that is going to be in this contributor edition. It's the tools that we worked on for 7 years. You know, $40 sounds like a lot of money for a game that's coming out in early access, just starting out. But when you actually look at the tools that we have and we're providing, and the community and the opportunities that you will have to get your stuff into the workshop, the curated workshop where you can actually make money on them. I mean, $40 is actually a really, really compelling prospect. You know, like it's a whole different concept when you think of it. What we're actually providing here in terms of the tools and the technology and the community and the opportunities, like I said. So we hope you guys consider that. But again, if you just want to play a game and have a lot of fun, then put us on the wish list also. But wait till after early access period, because then we're going to have a game that's going to emerge from it that has an amazing amount of content built not only by us but also the contributors who have helped us out during the early access period in the contributor community.
Next week is going to be a very special broadcast for all of you guys still watching. It's going to be the broadcast when we actually press the button to launch the game.
Yep. It's going to happen during the stream.
It's going to happen during the stream. We're pretty excited about that.
Heck yeah.
So make sure to tune in again. It's going to be the same time as today, Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. Central European Time, and everything in between. You guys can do the math. Yeah, there is too many Moobot messages. I've been experimenting with Moobot while we were streaming, so I apologize for the Moobot spam. We would appreciate it if you guys would still go into Thunderclap, and the link is on the top. Drew actually improvised this beautiful tiny CC URL. If you support us through Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr on that, and message me either through Twitch or through Twitter, I can confirm it, and I will send you a Cortex Command Steam key. We only need 17 more people to do that. Thanks for the follow, Brainless Zombie. That's awesome as well. We got a lot of followers through this broadcast, but I think we can throw in the towel for now because we've been streaming nonstop for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna wrap this up. Can you get me on the main screen, please, Drew?
Yeah. And move to the arena, right?
Yeah, the arena. So you guys are on here now. You're gonna see this channel is gonna be active with the arena, which is populated by stuff that our contributor community folks and Pioneer program folks are making and dragging into Discord, which then automatically gets scraped by our Discord bot and put into this arena. So the challengers to the champions you see in here are made by those guys, and it's going to be running 24/7 and has been for the last week or two, and will continue to when we're not actively dev streaming here or having a highlight thing like we just did for the last few hours. So we really appreciate everyone coming by and checking out the highlight, but come back and check out the new stuff here, whenever you feel like it, because there's going to be some fun bot battles, between these new creations that are always going to be coming out.
I'm going to join you because
So-
I haven't even been in this
Yeah.
camera because it makes me look good. But
Yeah.
so big thanks to NVIDIA for providing us with these shields to develop on.
Yeah.
You guys have seen it. It runs the game. It's very early in development, but it's just
For the
beautiful
Android.
to see that. Yeah, the Android build of the engine is very early in development, but it's just beautiful to see that it actually runs.
Yeah.
Also, thanks to Intel for their support. We will be at PAX East the week after our launch. If you guys are coming there, it's going to be awesome to meet you. So let us know if you're coming. And what else?
Again, if you like anything you've seen so far, go to our Steam page, wishlist us, do the thunderclap thing, and come back next week and tune in. To this same time, same place. We'll be actually launching this on the stream, so you can get into the contributor community right off the bat. And until then, we'll also be the guys in the Pioneer program already. They're getting Steam keys because they're making stuff for the game. We're giving them an opportunity to get their stuff in. It's Tilt.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
noticed. It's amazing.
It's really cool to see that working.
You can actually walk with tilt.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
So the guys in the Pioneer program, they are making stuff already, and they're getting the workshop keys or the Steam keys for the contributor edition as a thanks for participating so early on and supporting us and actually making stuff and learning the editor. So whoever's looking at this and wants to get in on that, you're not too late. If you're in our Pioneer program, you can also make something and get a Steam key for the contributor edition, which is $40 worth of stuff. So don't hesitate to just go through one of the guides and put a spin on it of your own, and then share it with us, and you'll be eligible for one of those keys in the next week. So again, thanks a lot. We're gonna wrap this up. We're gonna leave the Coliseum running, which will be running nonstop for the foreseeable future. We have a dedicated computer for that now, and we have had my laptop running it. Poor thing was overheating left and right, but now we have a separate computer that will be doing that. So we're gonna go have some food, I think, and
have some
beers
food,
maybe.
take some notes. We learned a lot this stream. I think it went incredibly well.
Yep.
And thank you so much for tuning in. You will be able to enjoy the continued battle on the arena right now,
Versus
which is
Beefworm
yeah,
and Kapabot.
Beefworm and Kapabot duking it out. Make sure to tune in next week when we will be pressing the button to actually launch the game. Thank you so much for watching, Blader, Fustran as well, Majik Malou,
Fira
Hoodlot
B.
for supporting us. We're at 84 of 100, so we only need 16 more people on our thunderclap. So if you guys haven't done that, you can message me after you supported on either Twitter at DataRealms or on Twitch, DataRealms channel, and you
Cool.
will get your key. Thank you
Cool.
so much.
That's
and
all. That's it.
That's
Over
it
and
for
out.
us. See you next week, and see you in between, because we will be on during the week as well when we're working. We just will not be as responsive as we were just now. So,
Yeah. So
yeah. All right.
that's
Bye-bye,
it.
guys.
Cheers.
Woo. Whoop.